Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are here for the zoning citation hearings, Tuesday, August 30th, 2022. We have 13 items on the agenda. Hopefully, we will not be here till tomorrow morning. And it looks like at the moment, we do not have anybody in the peanut gallery. So that's fantastic for everybody. We still got, I don't know what we can do more. I think we don't provide enough entertainment here. Maybe we can popcorn or something.
Yeah, maybe we should choreograph something.
We can figure something out. Yeah, I mean, I'm good. Josh, I'm going to get dance.
Get started.
Only translation. So
Only translation. All right, fair enough. Counselor, take it away.
Good afternoon. My name is Gary Oberst. I'm an attorney and I'm today's hearing officer. My right, representing the city of Norwalk, is John Hayducky. He's the deputy zoning inspector. To his right is Josh Nagareta. He is land use technician, and now we are being joined by Steve Sleppen. Someday Steve will get that right. Director of Planning and Zoning. When I call your matter, you will come to the table. And Mr. Hayducky will present the findings of the city. Then I'll hear what you have to say. Then we'll see what we can work out. If you have any questions, call them to my attention and I can call your matter. Okay. First matter.
First matter, we'll reward those who are here. So we are going to go to item number 4 on the agenda. That is 133 Lexington Avenue. Some records it's known as 131 Lexington Avenue. And I'm going to do my share screen. So everybody bear with me for one moment. Let's see here. Where did I put it? Here we go. We're going to do that. There we go. Okay, and I'm just going to reach behind me here real quick. Get a file. So, giving to the hearing officer the previous form last time we were here, so we know what we did. And I'll put that up here. So what I gave to the hearing officer was, whoops, not that one. We want that one. There we go.
That's what I want.
I was gonna say, thank you. You could have called it. You feel free to yell at me when I do something like that. So the last time we were here, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. That was on August 2nd, 2022. And at that hearing, the decision was there was a violation on the property, but there was no fine issued, and the matter was continued to today, August 30th. So what I can do now, I will proceed with the housekeeping, which is just a basic hearing notice, which was sent to the owner of record, which is Gonzalez Landscaping. We sent that via constable and via certified mail. And we have the constable service here, which is right there on the screen for everybody to see. And we also have a green card as well. So we have double the notice, and we also have the property owner who is here. So
You had notice, sir. You have notice to be here today.
yes, very good. Okay, so this one here, just as a fresh reminder for the hearing officer and everybody at home. This is just a vacant parcel of land that has storage of some contractors' equipment. This photo, I just picked one that was a nice clear day that you could see what's going on there. You got a backhoe, a small backhoe excavator here, truck in the back, and some equipment as well. So this is a classic contractor storage. The problem is, as we're going to see in the next photo here,
Okay.
the property is a very unique property in Norwalk. I think you may remember this from the last time. It is got 4 different zones in it. To my knowledge, that's the only one in town that we have. I'd be okay to be corrected on that. It is comprised of a C residential zone, neighborhood business, D residential, and a very small sliver of industrial 1. Just for a very quick history and education on this, This used to be Tito Court, used to run through here and it's a dead end on the left if you're looking at the map, and on the right, Meadow Street Extension is on the right. That's what it used to run through to there. However, over time, parcels were abandoned, and this one was abandoned by the city. And the next map shows that conveyance, which I'll open the small one for the hearing officer, and here's for everybody's note, education here. So the pink area here is the former right-of-way, which was Tito Court. And the yellow portion here is what was initially, it was just subdivided off. It was just parceled off like we see here in the previous exhibit. But then when the map was created and signed, it became a part of what was 131 Lexington. Mr. Hearing Officer, you look like you may have a question.
Which is 131.
131 is the address is the house right here.
Okay,
If you looked at the old map here,
I have this map, this is the.
it's the property owners provided the larger version of
so
this.
this, all this,
This little guy right here, this one where it says on the screen here, 133,
yeah,
was this little guy
okay,
right here. And for the record, I'm pointing out this area here.
okay.
Unfortunately, when this was done, regardless of what the transfer was or how this did come to be, I mean, we did file the map. It was signed by our office up here in the corner in 2009. And regardless, I guess the one thing you could definitely make the argument for is that the zones were never changed when this happened. When this happened, ideally from a zoning perspective, it would have gone to one of the residential zones, preferably C, but it wasn't changed to any zone. It had all four on there. If you look on our current map, it remains such. So the long and short of this is the violation is these three zones, neighborhood business, D and C, do not permit the storage of contractors' equipment.
Just as.
That little guy back there does, but it is definitely the least covered area. So even if we were to make a judgment, we would say the majority of the property does not allow for the contractor storage.
Sorry, the green and the white is not,
Right, the white is D residential,
is C, I mean D.
is D, and the green here is neighborhood business. Neighborhood business, while commercial, but it does not allow for a contract. Yeah, it's a small business zone.
Yeah.
So basically, first things first, we're looking for the items to be removed and the use of the storage to be ceased.
Can this show pictures in
Yeah.
orient to what we're looking at?
Sure, so
Is that this?
if we go up to the picture here.
Yeah.
So this, I'm looking inward here. So I'm like
Yeah.
here, sticking my head out the window there, here looking in. So like the orange,
So it's all in here.
right, yeah,
It has to all be out here.
well,
Mm.
and even if it was, it still wouldn't be, because of the fact that the zone or zones of the property, the vast majority of it is, it would be considered a non-industrial one zone because of the fact it's so little.
So he doesn't have a place to store it.
In this property, he doesn't. Correct,
That's what it's.
correct, yes,
That's what violations.
correct.
So nothing can be
All
stored.
right, correct. So the first set is that the storage and use of what the property would have to be removed, have to be vacated. And then after that, we could, the property owner and myself in our office could see what the best solution is for further use of that property.
Why do you have to wait till it's vacated?
Well, because that we could discuss along the way, we can definitely do that, but I'm just purely from a regulatory perspective. The violation is storage of equipment, so we'd obviously like to see that resolved as soon as possible.
I understand that, but that doesn't mean you can.
Oh, we can obviously discuss along the way, that's not a problem. So that's what we're looking for is just, we gotta get that cleared out and, that's our stance.
So what, yeah, like, yeah, we can talk in
Yeah, yeah.
for years, so. What's, so what can I live here, or what can I not, or we have to take everything out, or?
A what? Decision form?
No. Here's what has happened in the past.
Oh, not bad. Here. Oh, there's something. This is from, actually, this is from the August hearing, but it's the same thing, it's the same.
It didn't change.
Yeah, nothing's, no, yeah, it's still, we're still there, still owns the property, still there.
Okay, so I'm not gonna sit here and discuss what can be done.
Right.
You guys take that offline, work on it, come back with whatever you can do. In the meantime, we have to have progress on removing the items that do not belong here. So let's talk about that. What's involved with you getting this equipment out of here?
So how long, like, what would be,
Yeah, like-
how would you, like,
I mean, I got no problem to clean and the filter, I'm looking to build
obviously, yeah,
a house or a duplex or something, but yeah, I got no time to take that out, I will need some time. I don't know how.
I mean, that's kind of what we're looking at. If you give us a little bit, yeah, how much time do you think you would need to start getting some of that stuff?
How much time?
Yeah, how much do you think? you
Couple of years.
need?
No, I mean,
Couple hours?
It's like, wow.
no, I mean, yeah. I'm sorry, I'm
That's
sorry.
all right, that's all right, that's okay. Oh, no, it's up to you. I mean, obviously, we want those as quickly as possible.
How much equipment do you have?
It's that back corner, it's on the truck in the back.
The trucks aren't hard to get out, they run.
No, but I need to find a place where.
and then they can run out of there, but then they gotta go somewhere else. And
Well, I understand that, but it's not really a problem. I want to give you some time.
Yeah,
Give me some reasonable amount of time you need.
couple months.
I-
I mean, you
Well, here's what,
I'm going to start to remove little by little,
Okay.
but I need time to find
well, how about,
what to do. in the north.
we do have a scheduled hearing on the 21st of September. And then probably today, we were gonna look at October, obviously, because we'd have to schedule that. So. I mean, either one of those would be very,
Let's come back in September and see. We've got to get some, I want to see some progress.
Okay. So,
You don't have to get it all out, but I want some progress.
yeah, last week or the 2 weeks ago, we already start to
right,
clean up the trash or.
Okay. That's good, no, that's a good thing, that's a little progress there.
I like the message couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I wasn't looking at it.
Yep. And that's it, just, like I said, we need to get the bigger stuff out of there, so I just
Right.
make, you have my email on there.
Yes.
Shoot me an email, we'll set up a time to discuss what we can do with the property, and then in the meantime, try and get some progress going to getting the
Start to
big stuff
move
out.
some of the
Exactly.
equipment out.
Right, exactly.
Nothing changed since last time. All right.
It's a little bit cleaner, but still there, still.
When is the next?
Hang on. We're getting there, jumping a little bit.
Continue to, what's the date? September 21,
21st, correct.
and 21, 22. For progress. Contingent. On $1,000. So progress to my satisfaction. I won't have a fine if the progress is
If it's still the
too
same.
little, you're gonna hit you for $1,000.
Exactly.
Oral notice, you got a notice right now, so I don't have to send another marshal. And you're all set.
Yeah, so we put in the calendar, 21st.
First.
Yep, and then September 21st. Yep.
So 2 more weeks, right?
Yep, and then in the meantime, shoot me an email and we can set up an email, time to discuss.
Okay.
What we can actually do with it. Perfect. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
Hey, good seeing you.
Thank you.
Take care.
Hi.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what else is here.
Oh, geez.
This goes. Have this back.
I'll take this as last time and I'll just start making my,
What's the next one on the next one?
we're gonna do 4 Branch Street. I think he just walked in behind me there. I think I hear Alex back there. Yes. Alex, you wanna come up? Yeah, you wanna come on up? I'm here. All right, let's see. All right, so let me see.
Fourth branch, is that?
That's what it's gonna be, yep. Let me, I'll put this here. That. This. That. This. Getting better after 4 years. Pretty good at this.
Do the best we got.
The only one we got. There's a previous from the work one.
Okay, let's see what I got.
So that's gonna be the decision on later. That, very good, here's the, and I'll say you. The flipping. Okay, all right, let me get this one out of here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are on to. 4A Lower Street, so many times here. Let me bring up. There it is. Okay. There it is.
You have to break the swear in on this.
Oh, you want to do that now? Well, he left. I've known him for a while. He's a good guy. He's telling the truth. He's okay. No. He's the one that got away. Well, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we're moving on to 4 France Street, which is the first item on the agenda, for those keeping score at home. So, and the property owners here, so
Right.
Attorney Overs.
You can sit back here, yeah.
Attorney Overs, take it away.
Raise your right hand, please. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Very good.
Go ahead.
All right,
I
so,
don't need you.
you
You have to wait.
I'm not doing that. I'm
That's a
gonna,
very good.
I say very good. I was saying, want to leave a Yelp rating? I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, right.
So last time we were here was on June 28th. And basically at that time. There was, we still have the violation at the property. This one is for work without permits. And
This is, yeah, it's complicated.
a little bit complicated, a little bit, not too bad though. And so basically we had placed on there a $3,000 fine, a contingent fine of $6,000. We must have some sort of direction or progress by today's hearing. That was the call there. So I'll do a little housekeeping real quick. Here's the hearing notice sent to Mr. Atamadfar at 171 Daniel Drive, and even my phone's going off a little bit now. Attorney Obrist, you're calling me.
It must be Bud Corp.
Just wanted to throw a little humor into this here, everybody. No, you're good. So Mr. Atamadfar at 171 Daniel Drive, Stanford.
Okay.
Constable Bondi was very kind.
Throw them in before we get.
Oh, yeah, let's do that. Yeah, we forgot the last.
I did that.
We did that. So
We should do this first.
we should do this first. We're good.
Okay, we'll get it all done.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Got this.
Yep.
Notice.
He's got notice and he is physically here.
So there's no problem.
No problem with that. So basically what happened was we had a scheduled court date with Stanford Court, Connecticut Superior Court in Stanford The judge, due to our attorney's mode of sending notice, he was not happy. This is why I'm glad we do the notice thing here, because I feel good I can do this. So the judge postponed the hearing until September 7th. And we actually have to go to Stanford for that one. Yay. So the violation still does exist, the building is still there. However, we do have a court date for this in September. We're here today because that was your order the last time we were here. So there you go. That it's I mean, look, we're next week is when we'd be at the court date, and you can see what transpires from that.
So why don't we just continue this to the court date?
We could do that. I have to run everything through because
What is the court date going to prove that?
from what Attorney Sapienza, our corporation counsel, was presenting, is a request for damages. So basically it is that, because on this particular case, we went a different route. Normally we do our notice of violation. This one, we did notice of violation and cease and desist because it was a work without permits. And we did the cease and desist to be in conjunction with the building department for their stop work order. And so the court is actually, their proceedings are based upon that. Our process here, the citation process, is not part of the judicial process that's taking place now.
Okay, you got pictures somewhere?
I can pull those up.
I'm pretty sure I know.
Yeah, here, you know what I can do? If anybody wants to see this particular property, feel free to come and see the file. It's on other meetings that we've had as well. I don't know why I didn't put it on that presentation, but there we go.
Yes. So what is the city's position?
The city's position on this is it's a kind of a difficult position, admittedly, for the property owner, because there's a lot of things that are in contravention of the regulations. So for one, it's too high. Two, it's in two setbacks, the rear setback and the side setback. Complicating things further is that portion of the deck that you see in the photo here, which is on your right side, is actually encroaching onto the neighboring property. So even if we were to get things squared away with things like variances, zone changes, things like that, we can't progress forward because we can't give an approval on an adjacent property.
So has the work stopped?
The work has stopped.
All right, so we know for sure you gotta do something about the encroachment.
Yes.
What have you done about that?
You remember the last time we did here with Cindy Garcia, so we searched for the lawyers to change the zone. So we are talking with Mrs. Elizabeth Susan, which is from Norwalk, and she gonna handle to change the zone for us. So at that situation, whatever requirement is there, we're gonna sanction it.
Is she here?
It's not.
Because she's gonna be in court.
What, and
What I'm talking about is you're encroaching on your neighbor's property.
Oh, I have a letter from them, they said there's no problem for
Want to
us.
see the letter?
Cindy, they said it to me.
but you might, that's still, even if they,
I understand,
Yeah,
that, but
yeah.
I want to see the letter.
I do not have that.
Okay,
Where's the letter?
you remember the lady that is here, she had,
Where's the letter?
if you want
You're
tomorrow.
in front of me. You got,
About
this is your time for your evidence, for your lawyer, for everybody. to take it.
But the lawyer, as what I understand, she's supposed to be in court, not here.
Not today.
The court is 7, am I right? It's September in town.
This is August 30th.
Exactly.
She'll be here today.
Today too.
She's represented by a lawyer. You should have your lawyer here.
I don't believe he is represented by a lawyer,
Ah, thank you.
which is what Attorney Suchi said to us.
I tell you, said she's not taking this case, I get another letter, no problem.
That's what we were told previously. There was another attorney that was not taking the case. And there was another attorney not taking the case.
So you don't have an attorney. So
I talked to Elizabeth, she went to vacation, and she said, when I come back, I'm gonna talk. I can't put her in the speaker
she's not representing you, sir.
at this moment.
At this moment, nobody's representing. You have done nothing since the last time you were here. As far as I know. You did wait for after the hearing, but let me see my rules from this. The $3,000 fine last time. You want to say $3,000. Your contingent fine of $6,000 if there's no progress. You have told me you've done nothing.
As I explained, sir, I talked to this lady, she said she's in vacation. When she come back, you're gonna talk to the city to get, she said you can say, I talked to you, not to represent, you. I
You
didn't
can
say.
talk to anybody. You've done nothing. You have no lawyer, you have no evidence. You tell me the letter that exists, got nothing here.
Yeah, I don't have any letter regarding the encroachment. She sent me plans over
I
time.
mean,
but not
even
a-
if she says, oh, it doesn't bother me, it's still enforcement. It would mitigate what he's doing, but I'm not seeing anything. Your fine is now, it could be as high as $33,000. You're running a $5,000 a month fine and you're doing nothing about it. Let me see the city's position here. Okay, sir. I'm gonna continue this too. We're gonna have a hearing in September.
We have, the 21st is the one that's scheduled, correct?
All right, so. I'm going to increase the fine based on the fact that you don't seem to care if there's a fine. See how big it gets to the care. I need my hearing.
No, we'll bury it right there. Definitely, I buried it.
So, guys. Okay. Violation continues. No progress whatsoever. Fine increased to $6,000. Contingent fine of $6,000 to next hearing. Next hearing is
9/21.
9/21. 22. We're on notice. Okay,
What would, if I may, what would the max fine be? Then they said 6,000, the state law says it could be.
yeah, I'm giving you how big a break I'm giving it.
I'm
Yeah.
just curious. Oh, no, is that it? No, that's not it. Where'd it go?
We had that. It's-
Oh, it's here. That's not, it's not here. No, it's under here. There we go.
I could find you as high as $33,000. That's really. I want you to have some money to fix the case, not just pay fines. So I'm gonna keep it where I put it and get some progress. Don't come back to me without a lawyer and talking about, I talked to you. You got a lawyer or you don't? You have a lawyer, I have a lawyer here. You have evidence, bring it. If you have anything to discuss with Mr. Hidaki, you can do that between now and then.
Okay. Feel free to.
She wasn't clear about the emergency Cindy, just like,
Yeah.
maybe that was the reason.
That could be.
If he comes in and tells me that, what?
This
Yeah.
been the permit today,
Yes, correct. Yeah, you know, Cindy.
but she's not an attorney.
No, she's not. No, she's just an
She's
expert.
not.
All right, Alex, come on in the near future and we'll discuss what needs to go. And shoot me an email with some time we can.
Oh, definitely.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna, I think I'm gonna go to their office to see yes or no.
Sounds good.
Simple. It's not lawyer, it's like a contract. If I don't answer you, you go to another contract.
Exactly. There's a lawyer everywhere. That's right. That's right. That's right. Going right. That's it.
Got enough of
Thank you,
it.
sir.
Yeah. All right, Alex.
You have a wonderful day.
I think
Good
I
luck. Okay.
get this,
Order, where we going?
well, I think we get back into order a little bit here. Let me,
Anybody else have attorney here?
no. I think this here.
So go the order you got it.
Yeah. Do this, I just want to get back, make sure I have everything there. Okay, this. I'll figure out where in the order this goes.
For Francis second or?
They were first.
Oh.
I decided because he wasn't here, I
Right.
went with the next one that was here at the time, which was Jose for.
Yeah.
in Lexington Ave. So the next one will be 118 Lexington Avenue. Yo, come on up. Who are you?
No.
I don't go.
All right.
Well,
So here's the last time we were here, all the way back in June.
I was in the arrow.
You'll see on the next page why I did that.
Gotcha.
I was here last time, so I know you're pretty, you have a good habit of doing that, so I figured, you know.
Okay.
All right, good, you wanna swim in while I'm doing this?
Sir, raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
Thank you. Put your hand up.
Okay,
If you have notice here, you're here.
still gotta do the housekeeping report, so I will, run that real quick. So, you know, housekeeping, we have I had the previous, I don't know why I did that first. Did I do this at all? There it is. I do it in reverse order. It's a bit of a rush, but here we go. That is the hearing, notice for today. I sent it as belts and suspenders because
Okay,
it wasn't on the
I got it.
sheet there.
You have notice.
Yes. Yeah, there we go.
All right, that's fine notice, you know.
Perfect, all right, all right, I like that, I'm happy, sir, that's being efficient. Like it. So, last time we were here we'll back up this way. Was back in, come on, slow today. June 28th was the last time we were here, and the matter was continued to today, the 30th, for progress. And the result was no fine, needs plans to issue zoning approval and building permit. Just a very quick refresher, the issue was there were plans submitted, but the building department said that they would not be adequate, so there was no point in us approving a plan that was gonna get rejected anyway.
Gotcha.
So I guess the big news is we did get plans here, which are much better to work with. And basically what this is to show the removal of a unit in the basement and in the attic. These are acceptable to the building department. I verified with that, so that's a good thing. And so we will use, the full application is here. I just printed that out because that's the.
Sir.
Sure, yeah.
What did we do to the attic that made it, this is now would be fine?
Now we find, yes, there was a separate apartment, living space, which was not permitted. So what we're getting is that we're gonna make the finished attic, finished basement, get that on file. And with these plans and the rest of the application, get on record that it is not a 4-family residence, it is a 2-family residence.
What's gonna happen to the other two families?
There two are legal. So what is the attic becomes part of the,
No, I understand.
Yeah.
Are there 4 families living here now?
no, they're out.
Okay.
It's just now, it's more of the layout, the floor plan, you have to get the layout. It's just because it may be vacant, or there may not be any kitchen implements, they have to be integral. So, and that's what this is showing, is that they're integral and there's no longer any apartment up there.
Relax, we're gonna hear everything you have to say. I just want to make sure I understand.
So, actually, this is like, because these are appropriate for the building department, they'll go to our review. And we'll get the application filled out. I don't think there's gonna be anything else that we're gonna need. If we do, we'll let the property owner know. And then at this point, the only thing would be obtaining the building permit. and getting the necessary building inspection.
You're on. Anything to say?
Well, I'm saying all this because since 2010, then I do that already. And they give me the CO for renting the third floor with second apartment. And the basement rented with the first floor. I already explained with Ryder and what happens with my brother in there and all that. And then he tell me why I don't make in the third floor legal. And getting these plans.
Right, so like for us, we have it as basically this is, we have it on record that the third floor and the basement for that matter are not fully finished livable space. That's just for whatever happened, it didn't get transferred with that one. So we're doing it now. We're gonna get it.
So he got his plans approved. Now you're gonna go ahead and do this?
It's already made.
Is it all done?
It's finished,
Yeah,
it's done.
it's basically, we gotta go, basically, we're gonna approve it as, get the paperwork through. The building department still go out and do an inspection, because the last time they were out there was in 2010. They're still gonna go out there, and then we're gonna get the certificates.
That third floor, it was in the last owner, tell me the means, then it's illegal. But he don't come to get the CO.
Never gonna
So
say-
when I try to be legal, they tell me the time passed and I can get the CO.
Right.
But fine, now we get the CO to rent it with the second floor.
Okay,
Yep, and that's exactly what the certificates are gonna say through all, it will be in our office too now, so
Yeah.
it'll be good to go.
so you did all you could so far.
Right, he's.
That's all I can ask. Violation continues. No fine at this time. Crime continued to some dates. September 21 is enough time or not?
We could do it on that agenda if you wish,
Well, I just want to give him
Yeah,
fair enough time to get it in. But
if you wanted to schedule the
it
October
sounds
one.
like it's more your problem than
It
his.
probably is at this point, yeah. So I mean, I wouldn't mind just a little bit of time. If we want to look to get something in, meeting going in early or mid-October,
Yeah,
because we don't have anything scheduled beyond September 22nd.
okay, so let's look.
Have we received the application yet?
Yep, I have it. Yep.
So let's see.
Let's see here. Are we gonna go back to Wednesdays or?
Well, let's see. Yeah, that Wednesday's okay, right?
Okay, yeah, work for me.
Wednesday, the 12th, we can do.
I can do that, October 12th. I have no issues, I think, with that. Obviously, if there is, we'll,
Yeah.
I'll fix it, obviously.
Continue to October 12th. Or. Final.
Yeah, and then basically, get a certificate.
So will he need to come back?
I'm gonna, if it's,
It's all done.
yeah, if we get your certificate, you don't have to come back.
Because I've got no fine.
There's no fine. Yep, exactly. So if we get everything done, all the inspection, the building department does their inspection, we get a certificate from both of us, then you don't have to come back.
Okay. Or if I talk to Mr. Ireland now, with all these things made me comes here and all these issues, I would like to make the house the best house in a block.
So,
You
yeah,
put in the stone all the front and
you
making,
could do, if you want to do more work than this and it takes a little bit longer, just let us know and we can adjust that. We'll come back and figure that out.
Yeah.
so where I can get a permit to redoing the face of the house.
We'll do everything with this. The building department's gonna need that a permit, but we'll include everything. Everything.
Okay, I want to do it.
Yeah, we
I
can do
wanted, I wanted to put a stone up front and make
Yeah.
it nice, the house.
Of course, yeah.
Because all this will make me
Yeah, might as well make it look good.
headaches.
So we'll do that. So in the meantime, we'll arrange we'll get you our approval and we'll arrange an inspection and we'll send you over to the building department.
To get the permit.
Yeah, they're-
So long,
Okay.
you don't need to. All right. You've got oral notice.
Yep, so you got all this, so keep it
I
in your,
expect you here unless.
yeah, if everything gets done by then, and even whatever you want, if everything is done, you don't have to come back, but if we have to, it's gonna be the October 12th.
October 12th.
Want to write that down real quick? There you go.
10, 12.
Yep. Perfect. All right, Gil, thanks for coming by.
No, thank you, Mr. Riley. Okay.
You got it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Good work.
Frankie, lo veo. No viene a llamar luego.
Okay. 118, this was the last form. Get the full plans and everything in here, I just didn't want to break all that.
No, it's fine.
You got the point across. And then this next one that is here right now would be. Let's see here. Nobody's here for 4A Laura Street yet. No. Okay, so it will be 14 Barjune. On up. Just may get myself in order here real quick. Give me 1 second. This. So. Let's see, this is a brand new one, haven't seen it yet. I know you like this. Decision form. Okay. Get rid of this real quick. And where is working yard? There we go. Okay. So. So number 14 Barton is where we're at. That's number 6 on the agenda. The property owner is here, so Counselor, what are you doing?
You're here due to notice. You got notice to be here today and you're here. Yes? I'm gonna have to answer
You have to say yes.
yes or no. Raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
You put your hand down.
Yep.
You understand what's going on?
No,
But we do have Josh here to help us out. He is much fluent in Spanish and probably a lot of other languages. He's just not telling us
Yeah.
about right now. He probably is a
Well, he's Spanish.
man of the world.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm not that comfortable here, just for example.
¿Entendió lo que le estaba preguntando?
No.
Le preguntó si recibió la notificación formal para que se presentara hoy.
Sí, uno de ustedes me dejaron esto.
Y después le pidió que jurara que iba a decir la verdad. Y levantando la mano derecha.
Ujú.
Y digas, yes. Si lo puede hacer.
You good? Whatever he does, you gotta go to him.
He said he did receive the notice.
Okay, you understand.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, there we go. It is a two-way street. You're gonna have to
Yeah,
go that way.
yeah.
I can do that.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. So. This is a new one. You have not seen this one yet, Mr. Hearing Officer, so the folks at home have not seen this one either. So we'll start off with the complaint, which was initially received on June 23rd. And here's the email we received. Looking for. Yep. Okay. And so, long story short, I highlighted on here the main things here that was being complained about was noise, which isn't zoning.
Sounds familiar.
You had a very similar one of these last year.
Okay.
Another property, not this one. So basically the complaint was noise based on that there's a volleyball court installed in the back of the property, which that in of itself is not, the noise in the court itself is not necessarily a zoning violation. But however, whenever we do get these complaints, whether it's for volleyball or tennis or, in the winter hockey rinks or things like that, we do go out to check to make sure they're not to a commercial level, that they're not, you're not charging admission and things like that. That's why I would go out and take a look.
Right.
So this is basically just the whole, and that was the initial complaint came, looking on the second page, James Walsh is the deputy chief of police for Norwalk, so he's the one that sent that to all of us. And he is concerned with organized volleyball league. That would bring it to the level of commercial. So that's why we went out, to take a look, see exactly what was going on. And also that same day, we had a, individual come in, inquiring about whether it was legal or not. That's what that is. So I went out and did my thing, did an inspection. And here's the photos. Got 2 of them. And the biggest issue from the zoning perspective, again, having a volleyball court and having some games, people over isn't necessarily a zoning violation. However, noticed a new driveway and a parking area. And also a deck, which may or may not have been repaired, altered, or anything like that. So because of that, I sent a notice of violation for and then new fence was installed. I just documented that. Actually, I documented that for the building department. I went out and did a quick inspection for them. So I sent a notice of violation based on to the property owner for possible work without permits with the deck and a possibly new installed driveway. And here's the notice right here. And the owner of record on the tax card is Louise, who's here today. And here's just the green card to show that we did send it via certified mail.
Josh, can you make sure he understands everything that's going on?
¿Entiende cómo recibimos la notificación y la queja sobre su propiedad?
No.
Recibimos una queja desde el departamento de policía a través de email notificándonos acerca de los juegos de vóley. A partir de eso se determinó que no hay ninguna violación con respecto a las regulaciones de nuestro departamento, pero cuando el inspector pasó por su propiedad desde la calle, pudo notar que había un deck nuevo y un driveway, y por eso es que se le envió la notificación, y eso es lo que tiene que remediar. So the zoning violation is the driveway and the deck.
Correct, yeah.
And
Pero
that's what I just
Como
explained.
hablé
to
al
him.
inspector, yo solo lo arreglé el deck porque lo desbarataron cuando se fue un tubo ahí. Yo volví a armar lo mismo.
He's saying that the deck was rebuilt after something. ¿Qué es lo que se cayó encima?
No, se rompió un tubo del baño.
Y tuve que sacarlo.
Tuvimos que
So he's
arreglar
saying
el deck.
he
Estaba por debajo del deck.
fixed some piping below the deck, and that's why he removed it. Not really intending to. Did he extend it? Or we don't really know because we
Well,
never got an approval for it.
Right, that was.
No le extendí, le menoré mejor. Le hice más pequeño.
Lo disminuyó la.
Solo porque le cambié la grada del otro lado al otro lado.
Claro. So he's saying that he reduced the size of the existing deck, not increased it.
Which probably is true. However, again, when you
It would require a permit.
still requires permit, that's the issue, is that whether it was bigger, smaller, whatever, it was changed, needs a permit.
El problema viene que cuando por eso siempre se saca un permiso, porque ahí es donde queda todo asentado lo que se hizo. De otra manera, si no, termina siendo solo algo verbal que no tenemos cómo corroborar.
Okay.
But we do have one, I got it, yeah.
No, I think that's
what it is.
yeah.
Okay.
So he understands he needs a permit for the deck.
So I'm just gonna clarify that. Entonces, lo que necesita hacer, uno de los, no sé si no terminó él, pero uno de los pasos va a ser obtener un permiso para el deck que ya reconstruyó.
Sí, ya hicimos todos los nuevos planos para que me dé el permiso.
Okay, so he submitted plans.
We're getting there, yeah.
Okay.
That we're just gonna hang tight. So I'll just keep going. So this is the photos, again, this is from August. August 2nd. I got 4 photos there. Just again showing that everything's still in the same. Same configuration. There's the what was this for? How did I get this? I don't know why I picked that picture. Weird. Anyway. So, and then this was again from the other side showing the fence. This time there was
Is
a
the
pole.
fence relevant to anything we're talking about?
Well, it is, if it's over 8 feet, it does require a building permit, and we would just
Well, I don't
put a
know.
stamp on it.
I don't see anything.
Lo que pasa es que ya lo hizo cortar y yo la corté ya.
Right,
So he's saying he trimmed it.
yeah, so
So the fence is not relevant.
not at this moment, exactly.
Get down to what we need.
All right, gotcha. And the driveway still.
Was that light at the top of the post?
Yes, that's a light. Yep, that is right there. So that may, again, another building permit.
Ya tengo un permiso para eso.
See,
Ujú.
he's saying he obtained the permit for the light on the post.
Good job. That's for the building department. So that lights are not us.
Nice, okay.
Yeah,
So down to the driveway,
and the deck.
the deck. Now tell me about the driveway.
Well, if I may, that's all right. I just, so just to get again the housekeeping.
So I don't need this. I don't even know what this picture is.
I don't know what that is. Here, I'll get rid of
I
that.
just want to make sure. I'm gonna ask him if these pictures are accurate or he objects to them.
Esas fotos que le están mostrando es la situación actual de la propiedad.
Ajá.
So he's saying that's current condition at the property.
Oh, for these, okay, then these are full exhibits. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, now, so I see the deck. Let's go back to the driveway.
Yes.
picture.
Well, okay, I can get one that's a little more zoomed out. I don't know why it's going so slow today. Hang on. There we go.
So where is the driveway supposed to be? What is wrong, what is wrong with this, I guess?
Here's what I'll skip to the end. How's that? I think that'll answer a lot of the questions here.
Okay.
So let me go here. So this was a permit that was given to the house in 1999. The reason I bring this up is because this approved a deck at the side of the house. I have that here, and it had a survey, and it can show that originally the driveway that you're looking at is approximately right here.
Mhm.
On edit, right?
On Edith, right, correct. Now, what this does is it shows that the deck was permitted originally, so it doesn't have to get a new deck permit. This has to get for how it was adjusted.
Right.
Now, we did receive an application from the property owner here on August 23rd, and I'll bring that out. I didn't copy it because our scanner is down for a large scale copy. So I'm going to submit this, and if anybody wishes to see this from the public, it's available in our office. Here we go. And Oop. This is an updated, brand new survey as of August 4th, 2022. And the driveway is shown here. On either.
All this is driveway.
Correct.
And the picture we're looking at is from.
Is literally from the edge of this, like right here. Looking inward. Here's
Where
the
is the
deck.
driveway permitted?
Well, that's the interesting fact here, is that from a zoning perspective. If he were to have this go to here, we can count the gravel area, even though it's being used as a volleyball court, as a parking surface. So this would just have to be reduced a little bit. It has to be the width of one car, which I think it's a little over now, because it has to be reduced because it's in the setback. So you're only allowed the width of the car to go around. The problem lies, and I have not gotten word from Public Works yet. Is this curb cut too close to the corner? Because there is no point in me approving this if DPW is gonna say.
So
Can't
what
get
would happen? So. Just to go a little further,
Yeah.
if they say, it's no good,
it's no good, then all this has to be removed. We'll let him keep the volleyball court on this. This we have to.
So there's nothing to do going on about the current
So,
drivers issue. Let's tell them about the driver. We're not gonna do anything until this is underway.
right, I have sent it to Public Works, I have not heard back yet, unless they message me while I was here.
Principalmente en este momento lo que estamos esperando es una respuesta del departamento de ingeniería, porque el problema puede llegar a ser que esté muy cerca de la esquina, a donde se abrió la abertura para entrar al driveway. Entonces,
Como a 60 feet.
ok, pero igual eso no es algo que nosotros regulemos, es algo que necesitamos que ingeniería confirme. Entonces no tenemos un número, usted nos puede decir 60, 100, pero no tenemos un número para regirnos. Entonces tenemos que esperar que ingeniería confirme eso. En esas situaciones en donde se encuentra el driveway en este momento. So,
yo tengo que llevar un ingeniero, usted lo manda.
so DPW, so is this at that stage right now? We need confirmation from DPW and we'll reach out to him to let him know if it's gonna be possible or not.
Correct, yeah.
No, va a ser el departamento de ingeniería de la ciudad va a ser el que nos va a decir si eso va a ser posible o no. Si ellos dicen que sí, tal vez tenga que cambiar, so he'll have to trim it a little bit, right? If DPW is okay with it,
Then he'll have to just reduce it down.
to the width of
our
a car.
Which is like, with our 8 feet right now.
So, si ingeniería lo permite eso, lo que va a tener que hacer es achicarlo un poco a máximo el ancho de un carro mínimo, que es 8,5 más o menos.
La entrada tiene eso.
Por eso va a tener,
No.
no sé si eso tiene, I don't think this is 8.5 right now, right?
It's a lot longer.
Es-
A lot
es
wider.
más,
Yeah, it's a lot wider.
No tengo una escala aquí.
Pero la entrada sí para otro lado es más grande. Solo de la calle es pequeña.
Claro, pero hasta, o sea, va a tener que mantener el 8,5.
pequeña.
Claro,
Muy
pero
grande.
exacto, eso es lo que va a tener que achicar. Si ingeniería confirma que está bien, va a tener que achicar esto a 8,5. Después de esta línea, beyond that, that's the side
Once
setback,
get
right?
past the setback, yep.
Once it's past that, he obviously can do as wide as you want. Una vez que pasa esta línea, lo puede hacer, si quiere, todo el terreno. Solo es en esta parte que tiene que cumplir con el 8,5 máximo.
Pero esta parte es adentro de la fence. Esta parte.
Claro, pero esa es la línea de su propiedad.
Sí.
O sea, de a partir de la línea de la propiedad hasta esta línea, máximo 8,5 de ancho de driveway puede tener.
Ok. ¿Y qué lo siento? ¿Dónde está la fence?
Todavía no haga nada igual, tiene que esperar a que confirme DPW, porque por ahí no puede tenerlo completamente.
Ok. ¿Y si le dejo solo esto?
Sería lo
Claro.
mismo, no, sería lo mismo. Sería lo mismo, porque sigue estando dentro de esta franja, que es la que no está permitido donde puede estacionar.
Oh, ok.
So if he only keeps that portion and not going back, that would pretty much still be parking in the front setback.
Correct, yep.
So por eso no podría.
Right. So that's basically where we're at, so.
Waiting on DPW's
¿Y ellos van a ir a chequear?
No, van a usar el survey. They're not gonna do any inspections, they're just gonna go by the survey, right?
They're going by the survey, then, but it's already done. So
Yeah, so
they'll go out and they'll look at the survey and they may go out because it's
Yeah.
already done.
tal vez verifiquen, pero no solo van a pasar con el carro y mirar, tal vez, pero tal vez puedan determinarlo solo con el survey.
I do not have it here. No, that's okay. That's all right. Here we go. There we go.
All right, so. The 2 violations found. Deck needs permit. That's underway. How much time do we need to clear that up?
I can get a permit easily by the next hearing.
Okay. And,
I can't speak for the building department, but I know I can.
okay, and then we need the driveway. Is out of compliance. Next step is public works evaluation. So homeowner and propose solution. Okay. And that means how much time?
That's gonna be dependent heavily on when Public Works gets back and what's gonna be required of it.
How long should I continue?
I at least, but I'll have a decision on whether that's even legal or not by the 21st.
Okay.
Because if they come back and say that's illegal and it has to go, that's easy. If they say it can stay, then things may need a little more time.
No fine at this time. Continue. 9/21,
September, that's the next one, yep. That was getting full quick.
yeah.
¿Entendió? Entonces no va a haber ninguna multa en este momento porque básicamente estamos esperando la respuesta de ingeniería. Entonces es algo que no depende de usted. Así que cuando usted venga a la próxima citación, le vamos a dejar saber cuál es la respuesta de ingeniería.
Con el deck.
Y el DEC, John está trabajando en el permiso, entonces eso es algo que ya está encaminado.
Okay.
So he asked about the deck, and that's something that we received the application.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just on us to review it and
Right. That's why I
evaluate.
tell them, my preference is to get both the driveway and the deck done at the same time. If that's real, if the driveway is really gonna be a problem, then we'll do them separate.
Lo que vamos a intentar hacer es hacer los dos juntos y resolverlo. Ahora, si el driveway termina siendo un problema, lo vamos a hacer por separado, resolver el deck primero y después veremos cómo se puede resolver de la manera más fácil el driveway.
Okay.
¿Tiene alguna pregunta?
No.
Continue to September 21. He's not getting any other notice. This is his notice. Make sure you understand the rest of that.
Tiene que volver 3 o'clock, right?
Yeah, well, yes. Yeah,
El
something like that.
septiembre 21 y no va a recibir una notificación. O sea que anóteselo para si se acuerda que tiene que volver en septiembre 21 a la misma hora, a las 3 de la tarde.
Questions?
Yeah, he said he's fine.
All right, great, thank you.
We're good. You're all set?
Thank you.
21st.
Buenas tardes, hasta luego.
Okay.
Okay. Let me see, what do we have left here? What's next? Next in line is 150 South Main Street. Okay. Here's your memo. This is also a brand new one, so let me get this up here for everybody. These come out small. All right. That's good. All right, I am all set, Mr. Hearing Officer, if you want to do your thing. Fine.
Did you, you got notice? You're here because you got notice today.
Recibió la noticia.
Somebody else? No.
It's gonna be
Yeah,
more
yeah.
translation.
Yeah, let's do
Got
that.
notice, okay.
Usted está aquí porque recibió una notificación, ¿correcto?
Fine notice. Raise your right hand, please.
Levante la mano derecha.
Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Jura decir la verdad y toda la verdad.
Siempre.
She said always.
Put your hand down.
Okay.
State your name, please.
¿Su nombre?
María Vasco.
And who's this with you?
A friend of her.
Okay, intend to testify.
No, just to explain a little thing that she asked me to do it.
Raise your right hand, please. Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
All righty.
I'm ready to go.
All right, to rock. Okay. So we'll start with the, what we got, the complaint, which was, brought to my attention on March 14th. And there's a couple of pieces to this complaint. I do apologize. So here's the initial one, which we received,
Three different.
3 different documents for one complaint. And bear with me. So the health department contacted our chief zoning officer, Tammy, and then she forwarded this on to me. They were investigating the property and discovered that in 2014 that there was a illegal unit at the property. And so upon getting this email, I did my research, and turns out that's the case, is that there was in 2014 a violation for a illegal apartment. It was sent to our law department, and that letter is there for you to see. It's on the screen now. Was sent to our attorneys for court action. But again, I can't, and we've had this before. Can't explain why they didn't take it to court. That's all the folks that were involved in this are no longer here, and there's no reason. I can't think of a reason. So, and also attached as the original cease and desist from October of 2014. So this has been hanging around a little bit. So the health department, and then the last sheet there, the health department and fire marshal, this was their original correspondence. They forwarded that to me for my records. And saying that, basically, there's a violation in 2014. So that's how this came to my attention. Why we're here today.
Okay, so we have violations or. Can we enumerate what all the violations are?
I can do that, unless you want me to go, I just present the notice of violation, and that will have what's on there.
There we go. Okay.
So that's the tax card for the notice.
Okay.
And on there, oh, whoops, yeah, right there, there we go. So the owner is of record at the time of the notice, and I'm using my words very carefully, is Hector Velasquez. So at the time, he was the owner. And he also signed the green card at the time for the certified mail, which means he did get it. And on the notice, basically it says that there are multiple units, only 2 are allowed in a C residential zone. So that is the violation. C residential zone, 2 family allowed only. And here's a green card again, just so I can put it on the record. Even though it looked like maybe the mailman tried to eat it, but it's what's there. So based on our notice, Mr. Vasquez sent a note, sent a application to us to remedy the issue. So here's the application. It's not filled out, we fill out the middle. And here we're attached are the plans. And so this was basically, this is the first drawings of the basement where, excuse me, we have labels of just rooms, room, what would be basement, but they weren't very specific plans, that I will say. And then the first floor, a little more detail on the first floor.
Plans submitted.
These were submitted on March 31st.
Okay.
That's what we have on the, there it is, right? March 31st. So this is just the layout of the first floor, a little more detail. Second floor, a little more detail. What's there? Living room, bedroom, kitchen. And then the attic space. Bathroom, room, not labeled, just a room, and storage. So this was also forwarded on because the health department initiated the complaint. The health department got a copy of this. And they requested a inspection of the property to verify what was presented and what was there. Their health department, they can do that. So they arranged an inspection, granted several, quite a while later.
Do they know what's
Yeah.
going on?
Are you want Josh, you want to?
Get pretty far along.
¿Está entendiendo todo lo que se está conversando? No. So, should I explain how we received the complaints, or do you know if she's aware of all the 2014?
Tell her everything.
As much as you.
Bueno, sabe que en el 2014 esto casi llega a la corte. ¿Eso estaba familiarizada con eso? En el 2014 esto casi llega a la corte y el departamento legal de la ciudad no lo terminó llevando a la corte por algún motivo que no sabemos, porque hoy en día no son los mismos abogados que hay en el departamento legal.
¿Puedo hablar?
Sí,
Nosotros compramos la casa en el 2020. Apenas se cumplieron los 2 años. De esto no sabemos nada.
okay, so she's saying that she's not aware of any of the 2014 record because they acquired the property in 2020. Okay,
One more thing. Her husband is in a psychiatric hospital, Mr. Hector Velasquez. So she's representing in his behalf because he's part of the deed. We are aware of the plans that we submitted, and she asked me to resubmit the plans with measurement and everything accurate with the current layout of the house. So this is the basement. We noticed that it's a 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom. This is the first floor, and the mention on the memo that is like a potential occupied garage with a full bathroom here. So we dropped this one with the 2nd floor and the 3rd floor and the attic. So in order to review and
So
right
these
now,
are the current. This is what it is.
yeah, that's the current one. So right now, people was living here in the basement. Already, the basement is empty. Nobody's living here. So there is probably a second inspection from the health department to either like to open space, all of this part of the basement. And I don't know if there is an adjustment over here on the garage. It's a needs
Let's
to.
just make sure. Make sure she understands what you just said.
Ok, le estaba explicando a él de lo que se encontró en el basement.
Ah, sí.
Ese es el plano que usted está de acuerdo en someter al City Hall, lo que encontramos que había
Claro que
1, 2, 3 habitaciones, ¿correcto?
Ujú,
Y un baño terminado aquí,
ujú.
¿correcto? Y
Who
también,
drew these plans?
I did,
Okay.
I did for her.
Okay, great.
And this is the garage. They
Es-
found
Del-
el garaje donde hay un baño,
Sí.
¿correcto? Entonces yo lo dibujé allí que había un baño,
Ujú.
¿ok? She's aware of the plans.
Herramienta.
Pero es un baño. Hay una ducha y hay un shower.
Oh,
So
yep, yep.
it's a baño. So now we start square one.
Okay.
Well, I would think you still want me to go through as to why exactly we're here, because.
Yeah, we gotta-
Yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, this is good, why, are just to see why, why we're here, why we drag through this process.
because- sorry, John, so
Yeah.
because the recent notice that we received was from the health.
Health department,
Okay.
that's what started all this, was
All right.
from the health department, they opened an investigation and they forwarded it to me.
Do we know how they came across this case? Okay. Entonces, para que usted tenga, para su registro, nosotros recibimos esta denuncia desde el Departamento de Salud, desde Health Department, para su información, que sepa desde dónde vino, desde dónde se generó la denuncia. No sabemos cómo comenzó, pero la recibimos a partir de ellos, y por una cuestión de leyes estatales, si nosotros recibimos una denuncia del Departamento de Salud, lo tenemos que
Y que
encargar.
estoy muy agradecida por eso.
Ok.
Porque si no fuera así, no supiera yo nada de eso. O
So-
sea, del problema que había ahí.
So
Estoy de acuerdo.
she's saying she's thankful that this ended up happening, because otherwise she wouldn't have known that was all illegal.
All right, so. I'll go real quick then through the rest of the presentation, just so we can see why we're here, establish the record that why we're here. And the health department and myself and the fire marshal went out, did an inspection, and we met out there on the 27th of July. And these are the photos, if you want to, the hearing officer wishes to follow along.
I can see them.
Okay, just making sure, just making sure. So basically, this was the entrance to the basement
From
from.
when you were swinging the things around there.
Okay, that's fine. All right. Hey, now that I got it right, I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you.
La entrada del basement, la puerta del basement.
Right, so
Oh.
this came in
Exactly.
through here, you go down a couple of steps
Okay.
into there, yep. And so the problem at the time,
Has to be a
right, it has, it
Middle.
is, this would have to be, this could be a locked door over here, obviously. This would not be able to. That's why I took a picture of this.
Okay.
So we'll move on. I do apologize again. I got 14 pictures. That's a lot for my standards. So as you go down the stairs, we can use the plan here in front of us, as you go down to the basement. So this door is this guy right here.
Okay.
And again, the issue is it's a key lock that establishes separation. That's not allowed.
That's easy enough to fix.
And it is, I think so. This is the interior of, on the plan here. I don't know why I switched them up, but this is room 3 that's labeled on this plan here. At the time on the 27th was implements of a kitchen, iron, small refrigerator, fish tank, I like fish, bed. And so it's definitely an apartment setup.
This is the current one?
I think, well, I mean,
All right, let them show it.
that's fine, yeah. If this was ever appealed, you have to submit his phone.
I
So,
understand.
I'm making sure, I'm making sure.
Just,
Looks like,
I'm not admitting this is evidence, I'm
Okay.
just looking at what he's showing.
all right, fair enough.
Besides the quality of the plans, do we know if those differ with the other ones at all, or are they pretty much the same plans
As in,
as the ones that we had from before?
oh, I would think the only difference here is.
The measurements, the
The
other one that they
measurements,
have
Just the
there.
quality of the
Yeah,
right,
drafting,
and
but
also-
the layout is the same one
It's the
as the
same.
one we have.
Layout,
Correct.
it would probably.
There is more detail.
Detail,
Right.
it would.
Yeah.
The bigger issues are gonna be later on, if they can approve these as bedrooms, they may not be able to with building department.
Right.
But, so this was this is, I took this again, this was for the building department, but this was inside the bathroom that you see here. It was an exposed socket in the ceiling, which is, that's a problem, that's a hazard. That was in the,
That would be.
that would be that, right? A little bit better there than it is now.
Yeah.
Mm,
Then this was into the second apartment, which was this guy here, again. And then again, this is
That's the wall. that you
Yep.
show.
yep, that's the wall, and this was in that little nook there, which is. No, now that I've seen this, again, I haven't seen these yet, yeah, I may want to put that detail in here for the building department.
Right.
That's it, we can improve things like this, but the building department might want a little more detail.
Oh,
So
okay,
things
just
like
put
that,
that.
maybe put in there, right?
Okay.
So, but this is what was in a mini fridge, you got a dresser. This is a wide shot of it, and you can see this is that little. But they may want to see the height of this,
Yeah.
so that's,
Okay.
so you might need a little more detail for the building code. Now this is, as you're walking
mm.
down the hall here, the first apartment we saw in the bathroom, you walk down the little hall. And there's there, yeah, this was all, wires were exposed, and do the next picture here. This was the apartment in the last room.
The last room of the
right.
oil tank.
It was with the oil tank, and they had a microwave,
So are 2 separate units in the basement?
3 by our standards.
3.
3.
This is-
Yeah.
Ah,
And,
desocupado.
yeah. And here was the
Ya
refrigerator.
no hay nada. Ya no hay nada.
And this was a detached garage, which is this little guy here. So there is from a zoning perspective, from our
Right.
perspective, just so, and this is something that if, we might want to make sure the property owner is aware of. This is what zoning is going to be is going to be looking at.
The garage.
Yeah, because having a bathroom in a garage, it's not even that, it's tile. It's also, there's tile on there, so that is enough for us to definitely quantify that as a living space. So we're in all likelihood, either one, that's probably going to have to be removed in all likelihood.
The top, right?
And the bathroom, because I
Bathroom and the
don't,
bathroom.
yeah, because there's not enough room to get full parking spaces in there.
To be a
There's-
compliant
yeah,
parking.
To be a compliant garage, exactly, right. So that may have to change. And I got three more.
And this is the bathroom, the garage.
Yep, and this is what,
No, sí.
yeah, so that's, they may have to come out and remove
Understand,
that.
the tile. It's a garage, it's a garage.
Because the garage has to be a garage,
Right.
exactly.
How many legal units?
Two legal is what we would have, the first floor, second floor, the attic space also, there's a small. Kitchen in the attic, like a sink and counters, but that's all that has to be removed up there. And then this was just to showing, this is the sump pump drain in the basement, kind of just ended. So we gotta fix that, that'll be a building code thing as well. And this was, I took all those pictures, I made a nice little map based on what was presented, but, as we got something far better here, so we'll,
This is the attic. And
Oh.
this is the attic, you pass the other way, Oh, yeah. There you go. And this is the attic here, the same bedroom, and full bathroom, three.
yeah, so we're, basically what we're gonna end up doing with the plans here, we're gonna make sure, everything's integral, that has to be integral, meaning no locked door, no key or deadbolt lock, things like that.
Yeah.
Make sure that things are integral with the second floor, with the upper floor.
¿Entendió eso? Que uno de los elementos principales que va a tener que cambiar o va a tener que corregir va a ser que no puede haber cerraduras en una misma unidad, o sea, separándolas.
Los cuartos no tienen que tener laca. Con llave, todos tienen que estar abiertos.
O sea, puede tener un picaporte, pero no con cerradura.
No con cerradura, no con llave. En caso de incendio, a ver.
Oh,
problema.
sí.
Entonces,
Estamos hablando de la
Ya.
entrada.
no,
O sea, no,
de-
de la calle hacia adentro usted puede tener una cerradura. Lo que no puede tener es
bueno.
una puerta de interior a interior.
Oh, ya le
¿Entiendes?
Al interior de la casa no puede haber cerraduras.
Pero
Ya,
entonces yo
ya.
cómo hago con el, si tengo un enfermo. Hay que hacerlo.
¿Cómo?
Loco, se vuela, se mata. La policía ha ido muchas veces.
O su marido dice.
Se
Yes,
mató. No, hay que ponerlo.
he
Bueno,
had
se va a llorar.
like a situation with her husband that
She's
is.
saying
Policía ha ido dos veces.
he might need to lock her husband because of
She lives on the second
the
floor.
dementia that he has.
Dile que la policía vio la cerradura esa que es plana, que no se puede abrir con cuchillo ni con nada, porque casi se me mata.
She's saying
Si
he
va a
tried to
matar,
commit
por la
suicide,
ventana.
that he tried to
Claro.
jump off the window too.
En este momento está en el hospital hace 5 meses. Él no sabe de esto.
Lo lamento.
Well,
Gracias.
Here's what I
Pero
have to
hay que
say,
hacerlo.
what we can maybe do
La
some,
policía
So
vio,
I
¿no?
think
Sí.
it's, I mean, in cases like this, maybe if it's clear that it's not being used as a separate unit, and it's clearly
We
her
would
husband's
probably-
room. Si es en los planos y la inspección, claramente esa es la habitación de su marido, la que comparten,
Mm.
y no hay ninguna indicio de que esté siendo utilizado como otra unidad, no va a ser un problema. O sea, es una cuestión de seguridad suya, entonces eso no
dijo la
sería un
policía,
problema.
Que no había problema porque
Pero
eh,
sería una habitación
se iba a matar.
específica para él.
si la tiraran los cabitos.
Solamente aplica para tu unidad. ¿Ok?
Exacto.
Solamente aplica para tu unidad. Unidad 1
No.
no tiene que tener chapas, con seguro. Ok,
Perfecto.
perfecto.
Right, so I
Ya le
mentioned
entendí.
that for her husband's specific room that could maybe
right,
be
and
okay.
also we're telling what we've done this for affidavits. We
Right.
can do that to say, look, here's what each level is, and we could even mention if we had to, we try not to, but we had to mention that we could, so we do an
En el peor de
affidavit.
los casos, tal vez tengamos que hacer un documento certificado diciendo esta habitación específica por este motivo va a tener una traba.
Cuando venga,
Eh,
cuando lo traigan,
Exacto.
sí, porque todavía está.
Bueno, pero usted puede planear y ya saber cuál va a
De
ser
una
el
vez.
cuarto.
Perfecto.
Y para así ya está precavida y ya sabe cuál va a ser la habitación en la que él va a estar y
Sí.
ya So I,
que había
so,
sido-
so she was saying that he's not home yet,
Perdón.
but I could tell her she can plan
Perdón,
ahead.
y en la mía, era acá, allá, también tuvo que echarle porque él entra y me ahorca. Él tiene mucha, vea, viejito pero berraco.
Okay.
Tiene una fuerza a la vez.
No, no me quiero reír, pero es gracioso como lo cuenta, pero no es gracioso.
No, no es gracioso.
Lamento
porque
que.
es que la policía que no se puede conmigo, no.
No.
Yo estoy sola con él.
Lo entiendo.
Muchas veces batallando y llamando policía,
Ujú.
porque me iba a matar.
Maybe just let him know all this is.
Sería que echarle el para yo dormir.
Yeah,
Yo no
just-
dormía,
yeah.
porque pum, pum, a las 2 de la mañana.
También sepa que esto es o sea, esas son cuestiones suyas personales y que esto
Sí,
está
yo sé.
siendo grabado.
Sí, no, está bien.
Ok,
Esa
no,
de
solo
ella,
para que sepa.
porque no estoy mintiendo.
No, yo le creo, solo que son cosas
¿Se acuerda
delicadas.
cuando yo vine?
Sí, me
¿Qué
acuerdo.
te dije?
Okay, I'll move on. I can do that. I can move on from here. I can do
We
that.
put that one on like an affidavit.
Yeah.
And we
affidavit
can
on the
keep
second
record
floor. Very
for
good.
specific for his room,
Yeah, for the ballroom on the second floor.
right,
Needs to be
for that
one for him,
specific
one for
unit.
her. Yes.
Comprehensive, it's a two-family house.
Yeah. We're it's gotta be a two-family house. That's what we're.
Perdón que haya hablado de este
We-
tema,
we
pero este
can-
tema estamos hablando
We
de
can
chapas.
write the affidavit.
No, está bien,
Yeah.
se entiende. No hay problema.
Pero disculpe.
Pero lo que so we just wanted to be clear that this is a 2-unit.
Two, yeah, that's our whole goal. We get the documentation and plans that it's two-family.
So, entonces, lo principal para su registro y lo que tiene que tener en cuenta principalmente es que es una propiedad de 2 familias,
Ujú.
máximo. Entonces, eso es lo que tiene que tener en cuenta principalmente para prevenir cualquier inconveniente o ilegalidad.
Sí.
Correct. Hey, just for, if I gotta put it on the record, I have to, which by the way, all this is on the record, just so that you have known this.
Yeah.
This could be interesting one if you do it later. This is a citation, and last but not least, here's the service from Constable Bondi, which I'm sure he's gonna be glad to get his $60 out of. So. I'm done. So we need to be a two-family, we just don't have the permits yet, we have much better plans. We can work with this.
Because I was just gonna ask you about that, because that was going to be one of the main requirements,
These
right,
are
to
fine.
have better plans.
These
So
are much
you're
better plans.
okay with these
We're
ones?
good with that, yes, and what we'll probably do is. We gotta have them fill out a new application, If you guys wanna stop by this week, fill out a new application, because.
Oh, okay.
That's fine, yeah.
So this would be,
That's right. No, what are my recommendations, what did I do?
Next.
So will be the remove the bathroom, remove the tile for the bed, for the garage. And remove all the locks on
Right,
the.
we'll
on the
write
roof.
that up, that's pretty
Yeah.
much, that's 90% of what's gonna have to be done, without seeing it closely, I don't wanna say that's it, but I'll
Okay.
take a look at it. What's the? May I just recommend something contingent to make sure this gets done, and other than that, I'm fine.
Yeah, 'cause,
And then I don't wanna put a hammer down, but I also do wanna make sure that this does.
Well, they seem to be doing.
You know, we're just saying that's what we do, though, that's what.
That's what you do. All right.
Okay, well, you are the hearing officer.
Let me have the paper. Okay.
Yeah.
John, so
Yes.
just so I
Sure.
let her know, the next step is for them to submit an application to
Us.
us to, no, I was just gonna say what the scope of work is, just to convert it to legalize a
Right,
two-family, pretty much.
removal,
Of
to
any,
make it official, removal of units within basement, removal of attic unit.
and just as he was asking, they don't need to reflect any of that minor work like the tile or all that, we could just write it up on the
Right,
permit.
so basically what we're gonna write is removal of units in basement, removal of attic unit. Removal of bathroom in
The
the
permit.
garage. And that'll be about, like, we'll put a little more, once we go over this with a little bit of a fine tooth comb, we'll put
Yeah,
the
yeah,
exact,
the
but that's the
data-
gist of it, that's,
Yeah,
yeah.
you and I.
We'll figure it out, so like I said, if you wanna come in either like
Yeah,
Thursday or Friday, I'll be here, you can.
Yeah, that's
I
fine.
can do that.
How much time we got here?
John,
Yeah,
that's-
so keep the
would
file.
that be part of the hearing file or?
And then.
That
I
would be
submit
just
that.
part of
Well,
the
yeah, if
submittal.
you wanna bring, yeah, you have another copy of this?
Yeah, I got
Yeah,
another copy.
bring those in later this week, and we'll
Yeah.
submit this for the record today.
With
Very
the
good.
application.
Excellent.
Beyond, it probably, October would be a good estimate, because again. I may approve everything, but you also have to keep in mind the building department's gonna take a look as well, and the health department, those two are gonna take a look. They may find something that has to be adjusted. And if that's the case, there's no way you're gonna be able to get all that done in a month. This is not gonna happen, so we'll reconvene, I'm suggesting in. Unless the hearing officer's got something else.
No, it's looking for a date.
Oh, as I say, we have the October 12th one we just did.
Well, I don't have prices.
Okay, well, that's why I write it down.
Hearing notes. Okay, so we're gonna continue to October 12th. Make sure that's
Josh,
oral notice, so she's not getting anything in
yeah,
writing.
so they save money.
El 12 de octubre se va a tener que presentar de nuevo aquí, no va a recibir una notificación, así que es importante que lo escriba
12 de octubre.
para acordarse.
Ahorita lo meto, 12 de octubre, por favor. Con él.
Como usted prefiera.
Y yo me.
Same time, right? 3 o'clock.
Roughly, yeah, 3 o'clock. yeah.
A la misma hora, a las 3 de la tarde.
A las 3.
And what would the process have to be by then?
Just as long as we. As long as we have permits in place, we'll be okay.
We'll see what happens.
Oh, so yeah, this is, as long as we got some progress going
I'm always
forward,
looking for progress
that's what, yeah.
in good faith.
Good
Yeah.
faith,
Yeah.
there you
Entonces,
Things happen.
Yeah.
I understand that.
so, lo más importante, o sea, puede ser, obviamente, como él estaba diciendo, que lo más importante va a ser ver progreso de aquí al 12 de octubre, pero lo principal sería recibir la aplicación para legalizar la
Sí.
En esta semana.
casa de las
Claro que sí.
familias.
I'm not going to assess a fine.
Hay
this
que hacer
time,
eso.
even though there's a violation.
go.
No le va a agregar una multa en este momento.
En este momento, y nunca, no, no trabajo.
No, there is no fine.
Because I said at this moment, and she said, please, then what,
Well, if she's
does that mean
violating-
that in the future I'll get one? I'm just,
If she doesn't do
If
it.
you don't
Yeah.
do anything-
si no hace lo que tiene que hacer, tal vez sí. En este
No,
momento,
no.
en este momento se está interpretando que usted está tratando de remediarlo. Entonces, por eso no se le está poniendo una multa.
Que si no, yo estuviera ciega, tapada, ¿sabes lo que? Y me
Exacto.
que pasa eso, no.
Tell
Y ahí
them
la primera vez, ¿cierto?
Exacto.
by next month, the fine could be $13,000.
So, pero por eso, la multa puede ser bastante alta, como hasta $13,000.
No, me
We're not gonna do that. No, we're not gonna do that. No.
Así que es importante que muestre progreso.
pero
Tranquila, no se preocupe.
Thank you.
Nene.
Gracias. Que Dios los bendiga.
Igualmente.
All right, guys.
All right.
Looks like you're doing everything you can do. Let's get this done.
Let's go, yep.
Thank
So,
you.
yeah, so somebody.
Spend the money.
Yeah.
El tinto estuvo muy
Yeah.
bueno.
¿Qué tinto?
El tintico.
¿El tintico? Yo todavía no.
El cafecito.
Tal vez más tarde. Hasta luego.
Bueno,
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Que tenga buen día.
Gracias. Niño,
Oh, I know a
yo-
lot of papers, yep. I mean, I guess I could in theory. Cause we have. I know,
I think there's someone waiting. I don't know if they were due before. And
Darvin's here, I'm gonna do
Yeah.
Darvin, if you wanna hang around, I guess you can, why not? Smoke time?
I don't know if, yeah.
Well, Darvin, we're good, we're good friends here.
Good.
And then I think we do have another one out there, but
I'll
Darvin,
speak for this one and then I'll,
he's been waiting patiently.
Yeah.
We'll get Darvin in here. Let's put this in here.
do we stamp stuff that we received during hearings?
I forgot the stamp.
Okay.
We do.
But we can do that.
We do it later.
Yeah.
Here. That's interesting. Preparing for the husband to come home and lock him away.
We had some people with, oh my God.
Yeah, I was like, no. Yeah, I was like, that's why we tried saying that, okay, this is on the record. We
Yeah.
wanna, not mention stuff
Yeah.
like that, but whatever.
Maybe useful to.
There might be, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good way of looking at it. As an
Yeah.
attorney, that's right. Yep.
Yeah, I don't think that was one of the main problems she has, just having it on record.
That might not be, yeah, that might actually not be a terrible thing, to be honest. Okay, so let me go here, so. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are on to 16 Devon Avenue. Right here, I hate when this does this. Like, this is so stupid. I'll put that on the record. This is stupid. There, yeah. 16 Devon. Yep. And there we go. Okay. That is on this page.
Good.
We got it. Very good.
We're on top of it.
All right, all right. So here's the last decision form. I think for once, we're gonna have some good news, for once.
Got Plenty of good news.
Oh, I don't know about
Let me
that.
just read this first.
Wow.
This is continued or?
This is a continued one, yep.
Okay, this
There we
was,
go.
this was fine last time.
Yeah, this was a good one. This was a fun one last time too, so.
We put him first, he's cooperative, why don't we make him middle there?
Well, I thought we were going in order of who was here for, I don't, you're not last thing.
to see me.
Well, that I just told or you like to see us so much because you still have Van Zandt Street we're working through here. He's a frequent flyer. He's got two of them in front of us.
Not gonna happen.
Ah,
I'm gonna
okay.
deal with you that.
All right, I think that's a compliment. All right, anyway, let's
Let's see what we got.
see what we got here. Okay, so last time we were June 28th.
Cocktail
Yeah, yes. June 28th, there was a. Oh, there it is. Huh?
hour. You got a bunch of yeses, they didn't show.
They didn't show up. They told me they're coming and they didn't show up. Yeah. That's good.
We'll just find them and move them.
Yeah, there you go.
What time table?
So the long and short of the last hearing was we had an assessed fine that was carried over of $1,000. You did eliminate the contingent fine. I think you were in a good mood that day.
Mhm.
And have to show progress by today. And frankly, and it was oral notice, so we didn't have to send anything.
Right.
So I think this is about as good progress as you're gonna get. We have a certificate of zoning compliance. So we went back and forth a little bit here as to what he was gonna do. Apparently, we've decided to reinstall the garage door and take out the parking in the front setback rather than taking down the chimney and the bay window.
I remember that,
Yeah.
yeah, the chimney in the bay window.
Yeah.
Can I see the finished picture?
Oh, I didn't get one.
Yeah, let's see.
Why? Do you have one?
I.
Do you have one?
I think so.
I didn't get it. This is better than a picture.
No, I know,
That's why I didn't hear one
I
out. I
went
just-
through all this, but I wanna see how we did.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay,
Yeah, there you go.
you did it, that's fine.
That works for me.
Okay, so got that chimney, huh?
That should be still there. Yeah, it's.
Well, yeah.
We had the whole discussion.
I don't plan to leave no more.
Did you officially sell yet?
If for real, yes.
Okay,
But I still do working with the how to go?
building
Building
department?
department,
Okay, yeah.
They come Friday for.
Right,
the-
right, there's one last one
Yeah,
there. So
exactly.
are you moving to Van Zandt Street?
Let me explain you, and
Yeah.
I wanna he's here in that. I explain what I got. The thing is, I bought another property,
Yeah.
but I'm very short on money, which is I waiting for get in here. Some money I have here. That's the reason I don't progress
So you're-
Van Zandt yet.
Yeah.
Because I'm short on money. So when I got the money with me, I go forward with the Van Zandt.
so what you're basically saying is you don't want us to find you today.
I would like him.
Well, you know, it's his
Yeah,
his
yeah.
decision there.
He's a good guy.
I think.
The fine could be 56,000. You got that? You pass 56,000?
We're about to sell a house. I mean, come on. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Done with that.
I
You don't have to
can
worry.
pay, but I can,
Yeah, so what
I
did I
have
do
to
with
go
the
back to
fine?
my country. nothing.
I think it's,
I don't see any fine here.
we continued, we carried over. It was a carryover
So that's
from.
fine of $1,000. Okay, violations. Cured. Fine rescinded.
That means no fine.
Not fine?
No, fine, you did your job, that's all we ask.
All right,
So you,
thank you, God.
you
So
will,
use the money for something useful.
yeah, for 41 Van Ness.
Yeah, that's the one,
He'll be
yeah.
back in September.
No, somebody's gotta-
That's next one, yeah.
I hear you say you got something in October.
We already told you to come back in September.
You already told me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Last year, yeah.
last hearing? Really?
Yeah,
I remember that.
What's happening with that?
somebody put up in the shed ferry, put up a shed in the middle of the night on his property on Van Zandt Street with no permits.
That's the problem.
Oh, it's a shed without permits. It's.
No, no, I mean, so what's, needs another month to get it out?
I mean, it's not on our agenda. If you want to give them another month, they can't. I have no problem with it, but.
I mean, what are we beating the guy up for? He did a great job. So you want another month,
Do it well.
so why don't you just send them a text or email or request an extra month?
Send me an email.
Oh, nice, because they come for, as soon I got the joints for
Right,
that.
yeah.
They only require joint for the garage.
Oh, right, yeah, for their, yeah.
For,
So this-
as soon as I
give
got
me
that one,
the-
I can email to you.
just email me. that's
Yeah,
all.
exactly.
When you
They
get
just
it,
want a joint for that, and which if I send it to you already, the, how's it called, that? The
survey.
survey,
Yep, I already got it.
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, have
So
that.
just
I
send me an
just
email.
have to work with them right now.
Right. So
They-
what I'm saying is,
Yeah.
email me and
Right,
you'll be okay.
Yes, yes, I can post you, I can post you right away and got it down.
Very good idea.
File closed.
File closed, that's it. So this one,
You're all
the
done
file
with
is
this.
closed.
Good job.
Can I get a proof for my real estate?
Not here, no, I mean, you are a real estate guy, but no,
No.
can't have room for that.
Can't,
No, I'm saying because I have to send it to a new.
Oh, yeah,
people
so
gonna
what-
buy it.
I'll send it to you, I'll give you an email tomorrow. No,
Okay.
no, tomorrow.
Tomorrow
morning.
morning?
Yep, I'll
Okay.
send you a copy.
Perfect.
You're all set.
you're all set,
Okay,
thank you.
perfect,
Sorry,
thank you,
forget-
appreciate it, buddy.
You're
All
welcome.
right,
All right, we'll be in touch, buddy. All right?
be nice to meeting you, I hope. See you next
Maybe in
2
October.
years, yeah,
Oh,
next year, 2
in
years.
October, maybe. In October.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
See ya.
Have a good one. Bye.
Take care. If there's anybody out there, I'll go see. But then that would be if not, he's the last one. Well, then we have the ones that didn't show up, but let me see if there's anybody out there.
Or do you want me to ask?
Yeah, if there's anybody out there, if they're waiting for.
Excuse me,
somebody else.
are you here for a hearing?
Oh, yeah. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Oh, hello.
My dad is hard of hearing
Okay.
and doesn't speak English, but he is hard of hearing and doesn't have his hearing aid, so. Siéntate ahí.
All right, we have Josh here, he translates as well, so we can,
Thank you, because I'm so lost with this too.
he knows the zoning regs, good, he can translate pretty easily there.
Okay.
So let me just get this set up real quick, hang on, oh, this thing's killing me. Let's see here, this is gonna be 15 Laura Street,
Correct.
yep, I got it here somewhere, trust me. All right, there's another brand new one. Yeah, a bunch
That's
of,
brand new, I remember that.
which one, these guys?
Yeah.
No,
They've been here.
no, they haven't, they should have been.
Not for a hearing. I came to the city hall, my dad in May, but not for a hearing.
Not for this.
Okay, 15 water.
Yeah, this is brand new. I'm like, I hope they're not here before, we got a problem. We got a big problem.
You go by me, I remember.
That's, I don't hold against anybody, that's, I think,
Brand new. all right.
brand new.
Patient 3 county residents.
Let's see if we can, let me get this squared away. Oh, come on.
Yeah, we got disconnected.
No, see that thing comes down? It blocks me from
Oh, from seeing
doing
the
that.
tabs.
Jeez, okay, so it's still blocking me, but where's 15? There we go, perfect, okay. So, you wanna do your thing, or you want me to?
We got the notice.
Well, I do have the notice here, but this is, like I said, it's a brand new one. I don't know if you wanna go with that, or you want me to just do the presentation,
Go with the fact that they got notice.
okay?
All right, so let me swear in the witnesses.
Okay, papi, la mano derecha, papi.
Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Que segura decir toda la verdad y toda la verdad. Yes.
See, all right. Okay, state your names for the record, please.
Papi, tu nombre.
Rodolfo de Jesus.
Veronica de Jesus.
There you go.
Let's
Let's do it.
see why you brought them.
Well, why are these four people here? So as you probably have noticed throughout the day here, we have a lot of files for Laura Street. So what happened here is the fire marshal, did their yearly inspection. And we have, a fire marshal that is actually doing the city a good favor by, anything that seems inaccurate, they're reporting it to us for the first time in decades.
Oh, okay.
So, here we are. So that's how this happened. The fire marshal Scully, sent me a bunch of addresses. And this was one of them. And so that's how this started. Brian didn't send me anything, but he kind of just said, here's what I have. Can you check them? And as I was checking them, I was going.
Good.
There's a bunch on there. There's a few more even on today's hearing that we haven't gotten to that are on there. So here's the current field card. This started in the 90s, but gets updated every 2 years. And on the bottom here, the description says 3-family.
Mhm.
The issue with that lies in, here's the original field card back to 1929. And that says 2-family.
Mhm.
Now, the next page that you're holding there. This is a little hard, I'll zoom in. This is 1972. And this also says a 2-family residence. And last but not least, we have a permit here from 1986. Get that to you here. Lower unit of 2-family residence. We even have a zoning approval that says a 2-family residence. In fact, we have 2 approvals.
En el 86 fue que hicieron la renovación.
86, 87, no me acuerdo.
And there's the other one, it's 1987, actually. This is in Laura Street, 2-family. So we have more than enough here to say this is an established 2-family, should not be a 3. So based on this historical evidence and the fire marshal, the fact that this property is on the fire marshal's inspection list, multifamily inspection list. We send a notice of violation because it should not be a 3-family.
When did it become a 3-family?
It isn't.
Well, that is part of the issue. That's part of and I'll go into it in a little bit to why you guys may, in the long run, he may be a hero for the city of Norwalk. This is actually getting, this could get
Are you
pretty
gonna get
big.
the medal
He
for
could
the city
be.
of Norwalk?
He could.
They don't give out a lot of it.
So they know. So,
Still waiting for mine.
yeah, same here. So this is just the notice, for a notice of violation. There's the property owner there on the tax record. Here's the notice
Who lives here?
at 15 Laura Street.
Yeah.
Good question, probably
I live in the first floor and my
Okay.
dad lives in the second floor.
Okay.
Okay.
Rodolfo is my other brother who ownerships with my dad and he lives in Twitchgrass.
Okay,
Gotcha.
that's how it works. That is the green card. So that it was delivered. What do I have here? Area, I have just a memo to the file. This is just basically that Veronica and I had a meeting in March of 2008. March 8th of 2002.
Oh, okay. This was
days.
going back.
Long day.
I mean, I was here in 2008. That's
Yeah.
the sad part. I was here in 2008, but that meeting did not take place then. And basically,
Wait one second.
go ahead. Yeah. Okay, so the reason, and this, well, I'll explain how this happened. So basically, the fire marshal looks at the tax assessor's listing.
Right.
For what the use of the property is. If it says 3, 4 families or more, they will do an inspection. The tax assessor bases their classification on what they see. Not necessarily what's legal, or even if their classification equates, if you will, to a 3-family. They're gonna make their estimation and they're gonna tax as high as possible.
So what they need is look at the house and say it's 3 family.
They could have looked in there and I'm dead sure they could have looked in a window and saw in a small sink and cabinet somewhere. I'm just saying that's what they could have done, but as soon as it hits, they say it's a 3-family, the fire marshal gets a hold of it. And in all likelihood, I said that card was initially generated, the first one we looked at in the early 90s. So it's sometime in the early 90s, it was deemed a 3-family. And the fire marshal office has been inspecting it ever since.
So how come we're just hearing about it now?
Because like I said, for the fire marshals and the tax assessors, for decades, they did not report these things. And that's one part, I'll put it on the record. I agree with the property owners. That is not right.
No.
I don't believe in that. And so we have things like this that come
So
across,
they just pay more taxes, they didn't even have to know about it.
right? They get reassessed, they do get but the idea is the bill is sent to the property owner. So they could challenge every year, they see it, but most people, they don't, I'll be honest, they don't really read it and
I'm sure you don't.
they don't read it and they say, okay, that's what my taxes went up, damn government, damn went up, that's basically what happens,
So it's good to check what you're getting assessed
right?
for.
It's always good when you see a big jump. If it's a little jump, maybe not so much, but it's a big jump, you should always check, see why that happened. But this case is there's a relatively simple solution here because the idea was we needed to get a permit to revert this, and we did. So this was in April. We got an application and an approval. Let's scroll down here. Here we go. And I will bring it out for the hearing officer's own. So you can see why we're here and why your property may become somewhat in the zoning office a little bit famous, because these are the existing floor plans. And so I'm just gonna leave it this way, show the hearing officer. So what makes this a 3-family is that the doors between each level, that it creates separation. That whole thing again, like with the other one that was here, one of our earlier ones kind of had the same thing. That these doors, so down to the basement, for example, that door cannot have a key or a deadbolt lock or what's called a separation lock, meaning that
Your husband is gonna kill you.
unless your husband's gonna kill you like that last one that was here. You missed a good one.
I'm sick
Oh, you
of
missed a good one,
I
yeah.
heard.
I heard that,
I
yeah.
heard. Okay, so my question is, because you mentioned basement,
Right,
because I was under the assumption that we were talking was my dad's second floor in the attic, not the basement, because the basement.
well, no, you're right, no, you're
Okay.
correct, no, you're correct, in that, the thing is, it is the individual levels, basement, first floor.
Can I stop you for a minute?
Sure, yeah,
Because-
sure.
Because the way they did the house, I know before my parents, now we can, when my parents bought the house
Mhm.
back in 84.
Mhm.
They had done a renovation, so like. The kitchen was actually the basement, but there's actually another basement underneath.
Right,
So that's why when you say basement, I'm like, wait,
No.
what are you talking about?
yeah, no, this is
Okay.
each, so we have a plan here of each level of the house, and I know who did your
Yeah.
plans, I know him very well.
Okay.
So I know he's accurate in what he does. So the issue lies in, he has a label here, here's one kitchen,
Mhm.
then you have the first floor. The like basically what's at street level,
I see.
what's
Okay,
at street level.
So, so-
Right, so what happens is this door that goes down to the lowest level, basement. This door and this door here. So you have an existing, I'm sorry, yeah, this is,
Door
Okay.
says it.
it's probably 3 stories by our definition.
Okay.
But
cause like my first floor,
Yeah.
it's, you go in the living room, you have the living room, the kitchen,
yeah,
the bathroom, and then you go upstairs and you have 4 bedrooms and a
Right.
bathroom. And then that's what we call the first floor, right?
right,
My
that's your
apartment.
floor, your
Then
apartment,
the second floor, which is actually the third,
right,
right, is my dad's.
right, and that's what's shown here, you have the
Okay.
kitchen,
How many kitchens
Bedroom.
are there?
I have 1 floor and he has 1.
yeah, there's 2.
Okay.
There's 2, so you have the second floor here, there's a kitchen, and you're right, the way the house is set up, it's just Laura Street's set up weird on it,
Right.
it's set up very weird.
Yes.
But the issue is, and what it boils down to is that because of the way the doors are set up,
Uh-huh. But when we keep talking about the door, we're
Yeah.
talking about my dad's second floor in the attic, because you
right,
said basement, and that's
and
why I'm
it's
so
both, no,
confused.
it is both, it is both.
Cause the
So-
basement, the basement just has regular doors that you
Oh, no,
just,
that's from the outside, I'm talking about the
Okay.
inside.
okay, so
From the
good,
in-
alright,
This is all interior we're
Okay.
talking about here.
alright.
So
Basement,
where I'm going with this is because of something very simple, like a door and a lock,
mhm,
it's considered by our zoning standards a 3-family residence.
okay,
And by the fire marshal standards, it's considered a 3-family residence, because if you guys weren't there, this is the easiest way to show it. So you guys sell the property someday?
mhm,
If this here can be having a deadbolt or a lock or something like a key lock,
mhm.
well, now all of a sudden you have a unit here. Then somebody can put another one right here. And it becomes separate. It becomes separated. That's what the fire marshal uses, that's what the health department uses, that's what we all use, is the
Mhm.
separation. So, but the thing is, in this case, there's only 2 units, there's only 2 apartments. So the reason why I'm saying this could be big in the long run, we are gonna look at our regulations to adjust that.
Okay,
It's just until those are adjusted, this is what we have to do.
okay,
It's very simple. All that we're looking for is literally the door on the first floor, the first unit that has the 4 bedrooms.
that's mine, yeah,
Yep. So the one that has the 4 bedrooms going down to where the kitchen and the living room is,
uh-huh,
that door cannot have a key or a deadbolt. See how weird this is?
yeah, it's very, because the front of the house, there's a door to go, and so you open that door.
Yep, right here. Yep.
And then you go to the left.
Yep.
But that's a bedroom.
On the right, so here's the first floor, here's your porch, right here,
Uh-huh.
that's out there.
I'm horrible with
Oh, that's
it.
good, no, there's your porch right there,
Uh-huh. So you
Walk
walk
in.
in,
left goes to the bedroom, and then you can go upstairs.
uh-huh, which is my dad's apartment.
Nothing wrong with that,
Okay,
nothing wrong with that, it's this interior
The
space
attic.
here. When, oh, well, no,
No.
this is going down.
First
that's why
floor.
I'm so confused.
Down, see, this is down, see, this
This
is.
is street level,
But
right?
that's not the entrance to my house, my
Your,
apartment.
your apartment is. Oh,
See, I was
here.
confused because I thought the whole scenario all this time was the attic door. I had to take down my dad's apartment door and the attic and then just put one door. So then how could,
So this door right here, you come in and somewhere you go down from here.
yeah, to my living
To
room and my
here.
kitchen, because I
Yeah.
have a side door. That's the main entrance to my house.
Right,
Right, so
Oh.
this right here is this level. And what he's saying, these two must be integral because they're one unit. So you can't have a bolted door between these 2 spaces, which is this door right here.
So then what I need to do is remove that door and just.
No, you don't need to remove the door.
this guy, that's what I'm
Just,
saying, see,
I'm so sorry.
that's okay, so let's get to the brass tacks. So here's what I'm going, do because of this situation. I've been talking with the tax department and with the fire marshal. And this just happened today, this morning.
Mhm.
So I am going to see if we can arrange an inspection
Okay,
and I'll show you exactly what needs to be done.
okay,
I can tell you, you do not, the reason being is, and the next step is, which you didn't get to. Changing locks, like from a deadbolt to a little turn knob or something, a knob lock or something like that. That doesn't require a building permit,
okay, which we talked
but the
yesterday.
problem is. To change that tax card,
Mhm.
a certificate of occupancy is required.
I talked to Erica today.
Yeah,
She said, I asked her about that.
Yeah.
And she said that if they schedule inspections with them,
Well,
they're willing to change. that.
right, but what I'm saying is if it's in, like, so if. They would have to be willing to schedule the inspection. If somebody doesn't want to do an inspection
Yeah,
with the tax
right.
department.
In those cases, then the only thing they
only-
can do is get the
Get the
certificate.
certificate.
Right.
But if the required work doesn't require a building permit, it's not gonna get a certificate. If it doesn't get a certificate, it's not gonna change on the tax. That's what. So your situation has highlighted that. And that's what we're trying to fix.
Okay,
So long and short of it is, that's why I think my recommendation today was. We can, lack of a better term, continue this.
Mhm.
And if we can get this fixed by the next hearing, like get the locks proper, from our end, we'll resolve it, we'll be all done. That's what we're hoping for.
okay.
Clear as mud?
Yeah, no, it's that part's clear, but I still don't understand if we do that, how does she get it back to a two-family?
Well, and that's what we're discussing.
Okay.
Now, I think what you were gonna have to, like Josh was saying. I mean, the easiest thing, if you're comfortable with the tax assessor doing this,
Mhm.
they'll come out and do an inspection.
Mhm.
And they'll go through and they'll see, 2 kitchens.
Mhm.
That's all they're concerned about. They don't care about that separation thing. They don't care about that.
The reason why this happens a lot of times is because a lot of people deny entry to the tax department and they can't really see, so they go by what they see from the street.
No, please come on.
But no, we're not saying that, we're
No,
not
I
saying
know.
this is the case.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe
Okay,
at the time that some inspector from the tax department back in the 80s or 90s didn't feel like knocking on the door and he just wrote down or she wrote down something that it wasn't correct,
Mhm.
or maybe someone denied entry, maybe a previous property owner than you, or
No, my
Yeah, who
parents,
knows?
they bought the house in, I think, 83, 83,
Right.
84.
or maybe no one was home,
Yeah.
who knows, but
Yeah.
when most of the times these happens, when either someone denies entry or they were not able to
Yeah,
get into the
And
property.
Just
and
looking at
verify.
my assumption, this is purely my guess. They saw 1 entrance, 2, 3
mhm.
units. And then plus you have the pullout in the base, the door, the
Yeah.
Velcro doors. They probably saw all those entrances. They said 3 family.
Whenever they see entrances or mailboxes, those are like red flags to them to determine that they're additional units.
Do we have any? No. Oh. should be
All
there
right.
somewhere.
So,
Yeah, so the plan of action here will be to, we'll arrange something. You have my email.
mhm.
We will, they got buried by the plane, right there. We'll arrange I'll be honest, probably be early next week.
Mhm.
I'll come out and I'll do an inspection.
Okay,
And then I can at least resolve it on our end. But and I'll go a step further, I'll put you in contact with our friend Erica and the tax assessors
okay,
and arrange an inspection. We may be able to do it at the same time.
okay,
And because that's the only way without the building department issuing the CO that this could be changed is via their inspection. That may change in the long run, which I hope so, like if we can get that changed.
my dad is there all day, I'm literally like 4 minutes away, so. Is
Erica
there any way that?
speaks Spanish, so
Okay,
if
oh,
that
cool, then
helps,
that's fine,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
But just keep in mind,
Or-
part of here.
Or I can bring Josh along to it.
Oh, yeah.
Cause I'm gonna say, I'm literally 4 minutes away at the school that I work, I can like jump off really quick and go. if need be,
When are we
but-
continuing this to?
Go here, just to guarantee it. We'll continue to October. But if we get this all settled by then.
October, what's the date?
12.
12.
Yeah.
Okay, that's oral notice.
Yep.
You were notified to be here October 12th unless told differently.
Same time.
Yep.
Okay.
Time,
So
But if
the-
we,
somewhere between 3 and 6.
somewhere between 3 and 6.
No, this was perfect because I got out of work at 3:30, so I.
Perfect.
They're not gonna put any fine here, I'm gonna. You to correct, you correct it by then.
Yeah, if it's all correct, if we get this all squared away by then.
Wait a minute.
So-
So then all we're waiting is for the inspections to happen to
Right.
prove, okay.
Right, that's why, if I can arrange it, I want to do this, if I can arrange an inspection with Erica, I will, so this way you don't have to make 2 separate ones. We'll come out, I'll close this, or if something that, like if a lock needs to be changed, I'll
Mhm.
tell you, and then
So
we.
the violation is that the lock's actually locked.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's the thing, it's the way they lock,
The existing.
it's the way they lock.
Right.
That's the difference, and that's been,
And
and
that door
actually,
needs a lock though,
well,
then
you can
anybody
have,
who would go in can just,
well, that's,
like, I
I'll
can't
show
have a
you.
skimming.
I'll show you, I think when you see what we need,
Mhm.
you'll be comfortable with what needs to, we understand that we're not gonna, we don't wanna have somebody. Like remove security from their house. We don't
Yeah,
want
no,
that. We don't want that, but there is a bare minimum that we need,
okay,
and that's, I think once you see it, you'll be okay.
okay.
All right, you guys are all set.
All right, thank you
All
so
right.
much.
Thank you for coming down, that was helpful, thank you.
Okay, Papa. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Good afternoon.
Bye.
Bye.
Take
Yeah.
care.
All right, have a good evening,
You
guys.
too. Anybody else out there that you saw?
No, there's
No.
nobody else.
There's nobody else?
Okay,
Good.
thank you.
Unless you really wanna stay.
All right, I get going.
There you go.
There's bourbon later.
There's bourbon if you stay a little bit later.
Typically, I'll start staying more often. So yeah, I was surprised to ask, because the other day I was, or actually yesterday, I was going to lunch and I saw her on the
Yeah.
hall. And I asked her how they typically do it, if they ask them for a certificate of compliance from us before they change the field card.
Yeah.
And she said, if they call me and they let me in, I can change it.
The problem is 90% of people these days, they pay their taxes with escrow.
But is that legal procedure, or should she waiting for a compliance certificate from someone, or is that okay that she's changing stuff just by their inspection? I mean, they created it, so.
Right, no, they can change, they have immunity with the state, so
Okay.
that it, basically the responsibility falls on the property owner.
Okay,
So they can tax what they see, and then they have the Board of Assessment Appeals that they can go challenge. That no owner can go challenge,
so at this point, she could change it then.
if she allows Erica
To
in,
and
Yeah.
okay,
and that's why I said we'll do both of our inspections, because she
Right.
still needs to get rid of those deadbolt locks,
right,
but if she gets rid of those.
yeah,
we're good to go.
perfect.
If you want to do
All
that
right.
inspection, well, you can. Yeah, well,
Oh, yeah.
we'll arrange it.
Why not? Yeah,
Thanks for your help, Joe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Josh,
no
thank you,
problem.
buddy, appreciate
All right.
it, and
have a good one. Good to see
sir,
you.
we'll see you tomorrow.
John, see you tomorrow.
Yep, and we'll,
You want me to close this one?
nope, it's got, according to public hearing, gotta stay open,
Okay.
because we got a few more items here,
All
or
right,
until Attorney Over says we're done.
all right,
Take
enjoy.
care.
Take it easy.
All right, let's get this together real quick, I mean, we can power through them, or, because these were all served by by Constable Bondi, some of them were.
Oh, it's wrong.
Yeah, it's not a huge deal, we can do that.
It's early yet.
Sure, yeah, why not? It is early, by our standards, anyway. It's only 5:20. I'll just redo all this later. I knew that was gonna be a goofy one. I was like, okay, here we go. 'Cause I barely have an idea what the heck I'm going on. So I was like, okay, well, they're not gonna have a shot. So. Okay, so let's see what the,
Let me check your my office. just to see
Yeah.
the stuff. Just in case.
yeah, I can pause it, even though we don't want to, I can't pause
So
it.
this one you can pause on.
Yeah,
I'm taking a break.
oh yeah, hang on, let me stop share. I gotta do this real quick. Hang on. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. Just had a quick phone call there. So there is nobody else here in attendance, so we're gonna move on. We'll just go right in order on the agenda. 291 Chestnut Hill Avenue. Do a share screen here, 291. Okay. There's a previous hearing for them. There's the current memo. Yep. So I'll just scroll down real quick.
All right, got it.
Very good. This one's gonna be the easiest presentation I've ever done.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, we gave him oral notice to be here today. He is not here today. And I must have progress, and I think we kind of left that in interpretation to our interpretation. By today. Well, I have no applications. I have no plans. I don't even have something for preliminary review. Something tossed at me to look at. As the issue here is operation of the contractor's yard, and he was also doing work without permits to the house.
Have you taken current pictures?
I have not.
How do we know we don't have any problems?
We don't have any application for a permit. I mean, that's the big issue, is that he has the stuff. His claim was at the last hearing, he has stuff there because he's doing repair to the house and he needs permits. Well, he hasn't even gotten the permits yet. If he had gotten the permits, he maybe not everything he has there, but he can keep some stuff there while he does the work.
Got it.
And I don't even have I haven't. If he has called, he hasn't left a message. I have no email, so. I think we gotta get some attention here.
Okay, let's see. Violation continues. No application. Let's see the fines. It says the fine is $1,000. Contingent fine of 5,000. Wow.
Yeah, he's
Contingent fine of $5,000 now assessed as non-contingent. Total fine now $6,000. Well, $5,000 didn't wake him up. Where's my limits?
right there.
23,000.
That's as of today.
Right, so. I know what to do, okay, contingent. Fine. Of $10,000.
There we go. I'm safe.
I'm just doubling it till I hit the limit like at the crap den.
There you go.
Contingent fine of $10,000.
Yeah.
Next hearing,
I mean. How you want to look at it? Our next hearing is it's getting full. It's the 21st of September. In theory, you could kick this the 21st of October. If he does something, that's great. If he doesn't, then that's $10,000 more fines you can throw on.
well, it'll be 20.
Well, exactly. That's
All right, need notice.
so it's up to you when we
So
want
let's
to.
go back to, I'm filling up September anyway, let's go to October.
Fair enough.
10/21.
10/12.
Okay, so I'm dyslexic.
It happens from time to time. For me, it does. I'll tell you what.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Boy, at some point it'll wake them up, we'll just have to give us the property.
Yeah, I mean, that's actually doesn't do anything. We might hit that threshold where the law department might actually do something.
Yeah.
Did I put that on record yet? No. Well,
I jumped from 1 to 5, I probably was upset anyway.
and this was one, if you remember, we had a bunch of people that called in.
All right,
And neighbors were not happy. That was I think that's why I think there was a little impetus there to show that, hey,
right.
get it done so that this goes away because your neighbors don't like this. Did I have last time's decision from over there? Where did it go?
Sorry.
Oh, there we go. I was like, that's like. That's something I would do.
Just quickly, if you
Oh, gee, thank you. Hopefully these rests are just as easy as that one. Oh. So the next one in line would be 4A Laura Street. Previous hearing form. And current. Progress there. I'll call it that. See you tomorrow, Josh.
Have a deadbolt here.
And there's a deadbolt there. I gotta watch out for that. You're right. You're right. That separation is important. All right. 4A Laura, look how convenient. It's the first one. All right. So last time we were here, June 28th. And the homeowners were not here. But because of Constable Bondi's service at the time, it was, and I will show this again, and it's in here, but. That's what we did currently, but that's the current one. Here we go. This was for the previous hearing, and it was the citation. It was left with the property owner in hand, and I don't know what, so just to show the viewing public. This was a citation, and it was delivered in the hands of the owner of record. Reason I bring that up is because, well, it's kind of hard to say they don't know they have a problem if they accept the citation. Now we send the new hearing notice, which is here. This time, Constable Bondi, though, was not able to actually put it in hand, but however, he went to the same place that he served a citation where he handed off the citation. So I gotta assume Constable Bondi is confident that this is where they are. So I submit that is proper notice. And if the hearing officer agrees there, then
I'll find those. Yeah.
perfect. The problem is here, it's an illegal basement unit. And I have not received a peep from the property owner. And I mean, I didn't do an inspection of the exterior because nothing's changed. The problem is not on the exterior, it's in the, this is another one of those that the fire marshal has on his list.
Okay, so they have a 3-family. Okay.
And the word, and I'll put on the record one more time, than I did last time. This house was built in 2003 as a 2-family residence by the current owner.
Okay, let's.
So there's not much you can't, there's not much of a excuse to say that, oh, I bought it like this. Current
Doesn't
owner,
work anyways.
it doesn't, but you know, sometimes you can feel somebody did that, you know. So I'm asking for some fines and maybe down the old poke the bear.
Violation. Continues. Response. Property owner. No signs of progress. Recommendation sheet would be $10,000. Pick a number. So So he lives in Westport,
Yeah,
so who lives here?
at the residence rental. Yeah, it's a
Okay,
income property, if you will.
all right, so I'm gonna assess a fine. $3,000. I don't know how I got that number.
Don't need to know.
That's why. Assessed. Two.
Yeah, we do October or September.
Yeah, we'll do October.
All right,
Then I'll have real numbers I can work with.
there you go. Yeah, that's a good idea.
10, 12, 22. Leave notice. Okay.
For that one. I'm trying to remember what we did for, I can look at it, right? Well, for one, I didn't write down when we continued 150, the one with the crazy husband. I forgot when we continued that, I'll look it up. I didn't write it down.
Oh, I'm pretty sure we gave it to him, so we can
I'm pretty sure, Tom. I got it.
come back in 3 weeks.
Yeah, I think I made it I think I made it clear we couldn't really come back and. You know, I have right here. Oh, look.
Thanks.
Don't get allergic to what we're doing here. No, what we do here. Yeah, 10, 12, okay. There we go. Good, so I'm blazing the trail here. Thank you. Next one will be 11 Marlin. This one is there's been a lot of activity, like a lot of activity in the 11th hour.
How did we get so many today?
I'll be honest.
I thought we cleared up so many whenever it's busy.
Well, the reason being
Years
for
ago when it's busy.
a while, for like this year, like probably spring into summer, we did people, I hate to say it, people were listening to the notices. Like, I mean, even if you see 20 of them here, or say we got 50 of them that are currently in this hearing process, I still have 210 files. So people are actually, they're listening. They say, I send them a notice for whatever, an illegal deck. They come and get a permit. And they get a permit, I
That's what I'm
can't
saying.
notice.
Now all of a sudden we got a bunch.
Yeah, it was just a bunch of, a lot of them are more of. Like they didn't take the notice serious, so it elapsed, and then I send the citation, and all of a sudden they come in. It's like, well,
Alright.
that's. All right, so this is a brand new one, so I haven't seen this one yet. That's the memo there. Let me get this set up. There we go. I just had a typo here, that's fixed, all right. So, when you're ready, Mr. Hearing Officer, I will continue.
Jeez, we did the same crap again.
Mm-hmm.
We have a corporation council.
Yeah,
You
you know what? And we'll get that. I can explain that when we're off the road, maybe after a cocktail. I'll explain that to you. I'm not a fan of it. Anyhow, so this was again, this one came onto my radar because some folks in the neighborhood were curious about some what they saw of unsightly properties in the neighborhood. And also this one came out because my director, Steve, and he left a long time ago, asked if there were any open violations from longer than 5 years old. But this wasn't an, he just asked me, and I said, yes, there was, and he asked, can I take care of it? So here we are.
Okay, so let's,
So here's this, this goes back to 2012. And this is the initial cease and desist. And this is the reference to Corporation Counsel to bring it to court. That's the next page here. And when you got to the next step, it was actually referred back down to us. I was referred up to Corporation Counsel, and please proceed to Superior Court. Nothing.
okay, well, nothing to do about that. Let's see what the notice is.
So, well, just to, again, at the directive of being to clear out old files. We did inspection. And this one being clear and obvious from the street,
Where's the notice?
what's coming?
Well, oh, because you got it wrong. I usually get that first. Okay. Fine.
Because this, because we don't have an actual like written complaint,
Okay.
so
Oh, I see what you're saying.
we don't have that written, is just the
Okay.
directive. So anyway, and also because this is obvious from the street, and I do have the authority, if I can see it from the street, I can, if I choose. Enforce.
Okay.
So this was actually taken by our previous, he left, I don't know if you remember Vincent, he went to greener pastures, he was here for a couple hearings.
There are greener pastures?
For the state there are, yeah,
Wow.
he went to the state.
Thought
But-
this was as good as it gets.
God, I hope not. So this was what we found, and yes, we have damaged, possibly unregistered vehicles. This is definitely an unregistered vehicle, and they created a parking surface in the front setback. Vincent labeled the truck on the right as parking in the front setback, maybe not, because it's on the grass. But frankly, I'll take this, because the truck is as long as the front yard. I think that the spirit of the regulation is being violated there, even if it's not a parking service. I just put that on the record. So based on that, decided to send a citation. The owner of record is Mary Lou Barletta. Reason that is something I want to point out. If you look at the original cease and desist in 2012, it's the same owner. So this, to say that the owner didn't know anything about this is, so know nothing about it, may have forgotten about it, but to know nothing is not true. So here's the citation, here's the notice of violation. Now, we did get the notice of violation returned without a green card because it was deemed, I forgot what's that on the back. It's not so I'm not talking on my rear end here. This guy right here. Here we go. Unclaimed. So they did go to the property, but they did not take it from, the owner did not take it from the mailman. Now, normally I would be upset at that. However, on May 2nd, 2022, on May 2nd, 2022, I got an email from the property owner. Yeah. This, the paragraph on the bottom, you can read that.
Okay.
So, given that, looked like you were trying to make some effort here. And because this wasn't a complaint, this was an old file that's already been around for 10 years. I decided to give some time to see what happens, let this clean up a little bit. To be completely honest, it wasn't the highest priority on my list. But eventually I did get back around to it.
Hold on a second.
Okay, good.
It said. Oh, yeah, I got it.
So I went back out in August. There's 2 months, give him plenty of time. Now, if you remember the first set of photos, the first photo up here. you look straight ahead, you'll see a Mercedes
Mhm,
unregistered.
mhm.
Well. The August 17, 2022 picture. From an inspection. I see a Mercedes sedan. Still there. That hasn't been removed. That's still a violation. It's in the front setback. We also have now a derelict. Truck. Here. And now make matters worse, not necessarily a zoning violation, but I will point out. Because of the amount of vehicles and activity on the property. It's now pouring out and they're parking on the sidewalk and it's just not good for the neighborhood. Again, that in and of itself is not a violation, but why is that there? Because of the violation. And the truck's still there. So because of that, I sent a citation. On August 24th. And Constable Bondi did good diligence. And actually delivered in hand. Now things get wacky, not wacky, but just. A lot of things happen here. So now I get the August 29th email from the property owner. Explaining how I'm evil. And then a follow-up email. This is from this morning. I didn't even have a chance to answer that because I just was busy yesterday afternoon. I didn't get a chance to answer it. But now compound that, that email. Said that the vehicle was removed. Because I'm getting ready for the hearings today and I had some members of the public come up and say hi to me today. I wasn't able to get out there this morning to verify this. So I sent an email to the property owner. Long story short, saying what's needed and that I would ask, because she seemed like she wasn't really interested in coming down here. I said, look, I need to go inspect the property. And the reason I said 4 to 6 weeks is very simple because it's about 4 weeks till September 21st. So I said, I can do that. And then I responded.
3 weeks.
Yeah, works for me. And then that was the response to the other one that said that that was the response email to her saying she removed the car. Saying, I have to inspect it. I mean, I can't just
Okay.
believe you. So the devil on my shoulder says we should, if we can put a contingent fine on there, because I have
If that's the only problem, that the vehicle has been removed,
well, my concern is, and this is the overriding thing, but why if you look at the notice, I included the section stating that I believe this is a motor vehicle operation, that somebody who's living there, while it may not be a licensed full-on motor vehicle operation, if you look at the pictures, there are different damaged cars coming in and out. Not just the same vehicle that's derelict or under repair. So I think it may not be her, but I think she mentioned maybe her son lives there or something like that. Is either getting damaged cars from auction, bringing them in and fixing them up, or he's fixing up friends' cars or something. I don't think this is, hey, I own 6 cars, I'm fixing them all up and they're all having to be damaged.
what if you went out more frequently and got some,
I could do that. I can use the next 3 to 4 weeks to do that and see what's there. I think if it was simply, we were just going back and forth and seeing one unregistered vehicle at the same time, I would be in total agreement with you, like, let me go out and see if that's been removed. But I have a suspicion that there's something a little bit more going on here. That's more of a nuisance to the neighborhood than just a car without a plate.
right, so why don't we? You've heard of benefit of the doubt,
Okay,
give her some time.
I can do that.
As far as I'm concerned, I don't have any heavy finding authority at this point, anyway.
It's not a ton. It's probably $300, something like that.
No, that's not gonna,
That's not a lot.
that's not good.
That's the decision form, right?
So here we go, this is the first time down as well.
Yep. For the first time.
Violation found,
Let's get that.
owner. Claims. Yeah. Email. Continued. To 10, 12, 27. More. Call it. Surveillance.
Good, verification of continued compliance.
Verification,
I like that. I just came up with that
That's a
one.
good one.
I like that one.
continued. Compliance. Fine at this time. By the way, I found notice, we
Yeah.
didn't formally say. that. Fine at this time. And then, leave notice. Like when they added at this time, people start to realize, oh, fine.
Well, fine, what do I care? Yeah, what do I do? What am I gonna fix this?
Okay, so.
Yeah. So there you go. That's 11.
So long.
Move that one along.
Before your thing doesn't get my sympathy for that.
That's what I was saying. Yeah.
Back there's with a good old fix.
That's why I was like, write me an email. That's yeah, basically I'm evil because she's older and on Social Security. I'm like, okay. If my own mother doesn't think I'm evil and she's on Social Security and older, then you're not carrying any weight here.
18 Southland.
18 Southwind, and you're gonna see a lot of similarity here. This one though, well, I'll get into it. It's not a huge file, as you can tell. There's a reason for that. It's a brand new one. As well. 18 Southwind, moving on. There we go. Okay. So. This we actually got a complaint about. Got a legitimate one. Legitimate. There you go. Legitimate complaint here. There we go. It's from 2019. But there's a good reason why I held off on this. This is a quintessential blighted property. The blight office and the blight officer, Steve Bruschi, has had this one since 2018. And right now, and I just talked to him, I called him as he was out, he leaves at 3, God bless him. He has them as an active fine of $26,000 that Attorney Kimmel has already issued for their blight process. The reason why I got involved again is because he, first of all, mentioned to me if I had this one on my radar, because there are unregistered vehicles on the property, and he wanted to get another iron on the fire, if you will. So I said, sure, and we already had it from 2019. It was just for an unregistered vehicle, so we didn't really prioritize it too much. But if the blight office said they wanted me to take a look at it, I went out there and take a look at it. So here's the owner of record. Scroll that down. There we go. Martin and Sherry Lefkowitz. Hope I got that right. So that's the owner of record. Now I'm pulling up these photos because I think the complaint was from 2019. So the way I looked at it is, I've been out there a couple times for other issues on Marlin, Southwind, Sinking City. So this was a photo I snapped on January 4th of this year. This picture doesn't do it justice. There is just the property might be a hoarding situation. And it's, you can't really tell, you can look through the trees a little bit, the yard is just full of junk. There's vines growing up the side of the house. It's a bigger problem than a couple of unregistered vehicles. But because I said I'd help out my good friend Blight, who's helped me out before, I'm gonna keep going. This one here is from March 2nd. And you can see, you got junk in unregistered vehicles and a cat in the window. So hopefully the cat's
Did we
okay.
get some notice? It was.
We're getting there.
We're getting, okay.
Yeah.
I get confused. Cat in the window. Where's the cat?
Up here.
Oh, I see the cat.
Yeah, well, hopefully the cat's okay. This is a hoarding situation. Again, I have no proof of that, but hopefully the cat's all right. So based on all this, sent the notice to the owner of record, Martin and Sherry Lefkovich. Oh. Yep. Now, again, this was another one that was returned unclaimed. Normally, I'd be concerned. However, on May 19th, received a letter from the property owner, Mark. So I can only assume he got the notice.
Except that,
So he asked for an extension to June 4th.
okay.
And I said that was okay. I talked to the blight office. They said that he was up for hearing in the third week of July, which I believe is the 19th of that time. So I said, okay, I'll let you guys do your thing. That's when they issued the $26,000 fine. And so, okay, after that, I said, no, I might as well go out there and keep this going. So on the, here we go. So on the 17th of August, it got worse. I mean, there's a lot of debris and garbage stuff in the driveway. You know, yeah, the damaged car in the third picture. That's not helping the situation. So I sent a citation, which would get us here today. And even though, I'll end it on this. It's kind of a little bit of a sad note. So Constable Bondi went to make his service. He called me, and I have no reason not to believe Constable Bondi. He actually made contact with the daughter of the owner who was in there. Made contact with her. He could not make hand delivery service because there's so much stuff in front of the door. He could not reach her. So he had to just leave it there. Based on that and what I see on the outside and the blight, I actually made a decision. I notified the health department and fire marshal.
Okay.
As I said, if that is truly the case,
Right.
we have a bigger problem here than a few unregistered cars and some vines going up the side of the house.
Mhm.
So I don't know where they're gonna take it. I haven't heard anything back from either of those departments, but I feel I had to do something. Because if it's that bad, it's that bad.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I think there's more going on here. I'm looking for the violation to be upheld for unregistered vehicles.
Right.
And, you know, we can kick it as far as we want, because I think the blight office has got this on and I don't think finding somebody
100%.
eventually, but even so, even down the line, I don't think finding somebody even a grand is not that's not gonna help the situation.
No.
I would rather just get this verify that we're upholding the violations there. And maybe we'll bring it back, you know.
Violation found. No fine at this time. Continued.
I mean, let's see what we have for October here. We already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see here. Well, Laura Street, but that may not happen.
That's still not.
Well, it's still on there, so we have 6 if we include 15 Laura Street.
And we move it to November, because we're not gonna have that,
That's,
the kind of money they've been asked
yeah,
hasn't done anything that
nah,
we're not gonna meet.
yeah, even in October, that's when we had
Right,
$10,000 only, a $10,000 fine, so that's not gonna. So what do you wanna do in November?
yeah. Got dates in November yet?
No, we don't have any. Actually, we're gonna do November.
Hmm.
If I may. Just make sure I don't have anything. Let's see here, in November. And it would be November. So the only day I can't do in November is the 9th.
Okay, so it's the 16th.
We can do the 16th.
Let's go to 16th.
The 16th. So I'll put that on here. And I think they're up for another blight hearing, to be honest, as well, between now and then. This is one of those. I think there's something more going on here than probably what we can cure.
Yeah.
This. Here, this here. You know, so we got 2 more. One of them should be very good. Now, I'm being completely honest. I have old pictures too, but I didn't want to submit those because didn't want to belabor the point.
That was interesting, I'll say that.
Yeah, no, it's a, unfortunately. I mean, I get involved in these things sometimes for the health and the blight office, just they want another department in on it. But even though there's a case every now and again, it's just what we can do is not gonna solve the problem. All right. 28.
Okay.
So here's our previous hearing form. Well, the problem here was oral notice, but then we postponed that 13th hearing to I think the 2nd of August. So we needed to I needed to send notice anyway. So not a huge deal. Because we have Constable Bondi, and at that hearing. The requirement was must have building permits, and I was on here as well. Here we go, I'll find this time. July 13th, must have building permits. So, notice, if you'd be so kind as to see this. I'll submit that, I sent a note, email to the property owner. On July 29th. Which is after the July 13th, but I had knew it was postponed. So I wanted to reach out to the property owner and say, hey, look. You got a little break here, let's get this taken care of. And that was in response to a July 18th email from the property owner.
Mhm.
He'd like to postpone for a few months. So that's why I sent an email saying that may not be the greatest idea in the world.
Right.
Anyway. So continuing on, as I didn't hear anything from that. I sent an email on the 25th of August. And. So there's no building permit pulled for this. And there's basically been nothing. So I said, okay, well, there's nothing, I'm gonna send this, I warned them on there, I was gonna send a notice. Not a citation, not a citation, hearing notice, bingo, there we go. There that is. And here's Constable Bondi in hand delivery. So the owner, Mr. Gahuli, got it. And of course, sends me an email, post haste. Now. That may or may not be the case, that he's moving his son, maybe it is, it's that time of year, and so I can see that. But now he's waiting for things to be a reasonable price. I may submit that he's had a long time to do this. This is all referencing work in a variance that was granted in 2019. He still hasn't done. Want to put that out there. And that was my response to his email there. And I just wanted him to realize that the hearing officer made the requirement of having building permits by July, and you still don't. Now, I said I could ask for a 30-day extension, but to get building permits, I would ask for that. At this point, it's on the last line there. It's your decision whether you want to actually listen to my recommendation or not. And just as a quick reminder, the problem here was he pulled the permit back in 2018, did work beyond the scope of his permit, put the addition went into the front setback. And this wasn't by like 2 or 3 inches. This was by 4 feet or so. He went to the board denied him without prejudice to come back with a better plan. He suggested, because there was a bedroom that encroached on the second floor, that he would recess the first floor in back to the setback. So basically have a cantilever. Frankly, to me, I think the board was very generous, because if you look down at a footprint, it's still encroaching the setback. If you had made him just make that a porch in the front and let the porch encroach 4 feet with nothing above it, no, okay, whatever, I think that's fine, because it's just an entrance, who cares? He didn't really lose anything by doing that. So my point is, the board was very kind, gave him a variance for that cantilever. That was back in, I'll get the exact date. Back in, or it's actually on the on this thing here. Here we go. In when did ZBA do this? May 16th, 2019. It has now been 3+ years. And I will end my presentation on that. There you go, Mr. Hearing Officer.
Where's your?
Oh, this is, sorry, I took it from the right. Sorry about that.
All right, that's what you recommend.
Well, I recommend is that because a contingent fine can be adjusted. He's crying the blues for payment now. If we assess a fine of 10 grand, he's just gonna say that's even worse. So I'm looking at it as we contingent a huge fine, but not assess it. The big number will get his attention, because apparently money's a thing, and he might hit the jump. That's my logic.
Usually go above 5,000 on the first shot.
I think 5,000 is a good number. I think that'll give him a little attention there.
Or progress. Satisfactory progress. By next hearing.
Or you want to mention that because he does have a permit for us to do the work to make it compliant. He doesn't have the building permits yet.
You can talk to him on the side. I just want,
All right.
it satisfies us with whatever I came up with.
All right, fair enough.
Next hearing is, so we're saying October, is that?
The very next one's the 21st. Now, we do have, I'm just 1, 2, 3 plus.
What, how much was he asking?
He was asking for 6 months. He was asking for
So give him
months.
October.
All right.
To hearing to October 12th. Need notice. I'll give him time to get upset and to cool down.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. All right. So we have the May hearing form there.
It's only the old deal, all these cases.
Yeah, hey, like,
It's the big.
I can't force them to listen. There's a movie Super Troopers about state troopers in Vermont, and the captain of the troop was saying like, good. Can't collect any fines for speeding or anything like that. Can't make them speed, Captain. His response was, try.
So we're down to 13 law. Didn't we have a little street here next door?
Well, there's a lot of them on Laura Street.
Laura.
That's because the fire marshal did all these, so that's the street.
Oh, that's why we got a lot of.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Last one, but this one, and this one I will leave, you have an option here. You have a. All right. I will respectfully request, this is why I don't have a hearing memo for this. If you will accept notice on this. So that's, put on the record, all I'm presenting is notice. See if we want to continue. So, first. That's the owner of record. The owner of record is Carmen Coit. And that resides in Bellwood, Illinois. You can already kind of see where I'm going with this.
Yep.
So, because of this, I got verification. Oh, no, I actually used another, I used another city's tax assessor page. So Bellwood, so this actually is a legitimate house. It's not some vacant property. It's not a PO box or not anything like that. It's an actual property, and the mailing address right below it there is
I got it.
that address. All right, so that is where I sent the notice to. Now, I have not gotten anything back on this property. I did continue my investigation because I didn't want to keep tabs on these things. So I'm gonna go through all this here. Okay, and there we go. So for the citation, sent to the same property, it's the same owner on August 8th of this year, of this month. Obviously, because it's still August. And that's the citation with today's hearing date on the bottom. The last thing I'm going to present is the USPS tracking of the certificate, the certified mail. So on August 17th, I don't get these reminders, but whatever, on August 17th, to arrange redelivery of your letter. Notice was left at the property by the postal service. And it did go out for delivery, so it wasn't caught in some sort of vicious cycle somewhere with distribution centers. So I am submitting based on all this, while there is no guarantee that the owner actually has seen any of this. State statute says all I have to do is send to the tax record. And the only other thing I could do, I could try and track down a marshal or a constable in Illinois for delivery. I don't have the mailing fund for that, I don't think.
Item will be returned on August 20th. Did it get returned to you?
I still don't have it yet.
It's on the 28th. Well, let's continue it. Let's see if that comes back.
Well, I think
How- I mean,
I think it will come
Why is
back.
a marshal gonna be, not be any more than the same $60 we pay here? Well, the difference- You're not gonna get $5,000.
Well, not get $5,000 out of it, I just think that based on other constable, I mean, you deal with them more than I do. I think Constable Bondi gives us a very good rate.
Right, I pay 78 to a different one.
Oh, never mind. So he isn't that great.
Well, it's better, but it's not, gives us the best rate. And this is not a At this point, I have no indication that anybody got it.
That's very true.
I'm
That's
not
true.
thrilled with what the statute says. I think it's wrong.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I agree with you on a philosophical level, I will agree with you with that.
You have to get notice. They don't have notice.
Basically, I went forward with it, presenting on the fact that I use that statute to my advantage as an enforcement officer,
Right.
because if that's the case, yeah, and this, you're right, could try and find a constable, let's say for some reason they can't do it, then this stays, the violation keeps going.
I understand that, and I know other hearing officers would accept. Fortunately, I don't have one.
I had one that accepted things they shouldn't have accepted and issued $30,000
Until we
fines. on it.
try, at least let's try to find a constable or marshal, whatever they call them now. It's not a big deal.
Oh, no, yeah, you can just look them up, they're online.
Yeah,
And,
just hey, was kind of serve something for me. Worst cases, they're gonna only be paid in advance.
it's good, I gotta work with that with the constable, yeah. I can,
Whatever, you know.
I am willing to do that, I think I'd be, if this was like an illegal apartment, like several illegal apartments, I'd probably push a little more, like, can you reconsider, but I
This
can,
is-
this is just, it's not a, life or death matter, it's just a,
Well, let's see what happens in 3 weeks, we should be able to get them served.
all right, we can do that, so that's not a problem, I. Don't see
So I don't
why,
like to fill up the whole. In front of us, so we see what's behind us, so sir,
yeah,
we can get this in on 9/21.
see, yeah, I can, I mean, I think I can definitely find somebody, but hopefully they can get the service. But this, that's good, that's one less envelope I got print out later.
Once it comes over the door, things to get.
Or, could pay constable bond to fly out to Chicago, we could,
Yeah, he wouldn't be licensed.
that's right, he's not, that's right, so that was gonna be 9/21. And constable. In. Illinois. All right, so that's done there.
I'm gonna form to fill out.
Well, would you want to fill something out that we didn't really make a,
That's fine, that's okay.
I was saying, it's up to you,
No, we
I have
never-
it right here. So you could, I mean, it's a decision. And this is why I don't like, this is what, see, Attorney McCann made this form. If this wasn't here, if that I wasn't there, I would say, let's fill it out so that they're aware of what's going on. In case something I'll put it this way, the regular mail,
Right,
I never got that returned as unclaimed or anything like that. But I'm just saying, so like, there,
I know. what
the
regulation is.
envelope, but no, what I'm saying is the envelopes are getting there.
Yeah,
So,
they're getting there.
but my point, if we were to fill this out,
This guy could be spending 6 months in Europe and the mail's probably done.
could be, but what I'm saying, like, if we did fill this out,
Yeah,
I only send these, unless you request it. I only send these via regular mail.
yeah,
So that means I
that's-
think these are getting dropped off at the house, whereas the certified mail isn't.
I know that.
So that's what I'm saying, if you wanted to fill that out, I don't think, it may not be a bad idea, maybe this will be the winner that he looks at it. See what I'm saying?
It can't hurt.
Yeah, I'm saying, give it a shot, it's gonna go regular mail, it's not
Okay,
I mean, that might be the one he pulls out, oh shit,
all right, let's do that.
Yeah, I mean, that might.
Let's give him something to get his attention.
Yeah,
How much, where's my list of what I can find here?
I didn't do the memo, don't worry, but you can say no fine, that's.
I
but-
wanted to have some threat here.
I can do hang on. Let's see here, it is sent on the 8th, because I did the citation, so +5, that's,
Yeah,
well, whatever, that's. 18 to 30, that's 12, that's actually that's not a small change. Times 12. That is $1,800, that's not,
all right, so let's see.
that's airfare to Europe.
Right,
Pretty near.
violation found. I can, 1,500, that's a nice round number.
Yeah,
Contingency, fine, assessed. Continued. So continue it to 9/21.
9/21, do not
Need notice,
need notice, and if they challenge it, it's a contingent fine.
right,
Well, we just toss the whole thing. And that's the thing, I mean, if it doesn't, if they challenge it, they say, fine, then this is rescinded. You're here today, or they'll probably send a lawyer, well, you're here today, we're gonna go through it.
Yeah, okay.
That's why, like, I mean,
Maybe they'll wake somebody up. Who
yeah,
knows?
maybe somebody will actually read it, maybe the kid will read it, Be like, hey, mom, you know, something like that. All right, well, we've powered through that, and we're done. We will see everybody on September 21st.
Okay.